4 needs to farm to get to his items.
Oh, sorry to disappoint.
Guess if you can get past that, though, they do have a timing after that.
Some good sportsmanship coming out at the start of the game. Everyone saying good luck.
That was lame.
You know, happy to see that. Very interesting, like ideas here from both these teams. I gotta say, I really love this new Huskar set. It was one of the ones I really wanted out of the treasure, but I ain't gonna get caught up in that FOMO, man. I ain't buying that stuff. No more.
Is it the recent treasure?
Yeah. There's like 13 sets in there, so it's like it's hard to come on, cut the tree. Oh. It's like hard to like gamba, you know, and be like, I want like 2 sets out of here, and then potentially get the other 9 before I get, you know, the ones I actually want.
So I buy 13. Duh.
Yeah, just casual $30 or somewhat down the drain. All right. Well, both teams kind of dodging things out for the moment.
The battle begins.
Both mid laners ready to block right away. I think Huskar got there a little sooner. Should have a slightly better block, which will just make his life even easier. Body blocking here, trying to get the lane to push out right away. Ooh, Yuma's got to be a bit careful here.
I don't know if he's going to actually survive this. The pushback is enough, yeah. First blood goes to Prada. A great start here for Fusion to kick things off, and well, he's going to miss a lot of XP on this first wave as well. 2 creeps dead. Potentially a third by the time he TP's in. Yep.
I swear I saw him switch shift between strength and agility. Would you not just go full strength in that situation?
I don't know if you can build strength up fast enough, and so you kind of like toggle back and forth between damage, maybe. Kind of like almost like armlet toggling. I'm not 100%.
Alright, I'm not sure, but... Oh, I love this. They send Michael to go creep drag for Leo style. Oh, that's very smart. Especially off that early aggression play, so that Bristleback is in a good spot. He also did his own creep drag as well. This is a very clever way of trying to address the Huskar. It's tricky though if he ends up reconnecting the creeps. Dude, I don't know where to keep my eye. We got like a wild laning situation in the mid and the bottom, and then top we have a carry Earthshaker. I don't know what I want to watch.
Yeah, this is one of those games where like you'd want to like go back and like rewatch just the laning stage to see what's going on. Oh, top lane Prada might live. No, just gets tossed in there. Well played from Whisper and Schofield. So far mid lane looking a little rough for the Pango as expected.
Having 7 creeps at this point is actually pretty good, though. Like, usually this is such a shutdown. The creep drag over to him really helped him out.
Yeah, that's such a cool idea.
Swashbuckle for Elastic, gonna cost him a lot.
That's the problem with the matchup, right? You're kind of just swashbuckling for any Elastics you can find.
Yeah, you gotta be so careful.
Just a ton of damage in the process. Did he go boots first? Yeah. Yeah, that's expected.
Especially into Incendiary. You gotta. Courier gets killed at least.
So many sticks, like in this bottom lane, there's just so value.
Well, they're going for a toss back in the top lane. Earthshaker's under tower. I don't think they have another stun though. Just gonna get about half his health, which is still pretty good.
Yeah. It's not bad at all.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Fortify mid to dive the Pango, looks like. Oh, I had to TP
Avalanche,
home.
Earth Spike, a toss comes out. Do they have the damage? No, Kataro's still alive. Trying to hobble away, but Whisper doesn't have the tree toss in range, so instead we'll turn and just do a little bit of damage back on over to the Phoenix. Which, Schofield, nice use of the stick. Gets a little bit extra mana, but Prada kind of baits it back the other way. Ooh, bottom lane Bristleback's gonna go down.
Got a bloodlusted Morphling whacking you away.
Yeah.
Michael might be in a little bit of trouble here. He does still have the flame break, so looks like he'll be okay. Earlier I said it's pretty good to have 7 last hits. Hasn't really gone up much since then. He's 8 last hits at nearly 5
He got
minutes.
1!
Yeah.
I was like, how? What do you mean hasn't got up by much?
Dude,
He
he's
only
here
got
to
1
gank,
last hit.
and he's the same level as the Lion. This
He
is...
might get it, though. He might get it. Lost Buckle, Shield Crash. Do they have the dive? With the stun coming out, that should give Prada the ability to just chase after, and yeah. They're just trying to give this kill to Leo. Right? Well, they were gonna give it to Leo style. Instead, it will go to Prada. It's the most gold he's seen in the last several minutes.
This is why you gotta watch out for these Huskar cheese picks, man. They thought for sure it's tiny mid, right? Oh,
The tiny
no.
was just a deny pick. That's the crazy thing. Like, I don't even think they needed
Dire are
tiny for their draft. Like, it's not like an exceptional tiny game by any means, but it is just the freest.
An exceptional Huskar game.
Yeah, it was so good against Heroic's lineup. Oh, Avalanche. Toss back again. Shaker. Just getting
Lion
toyed
here
with
this
by
time.
Whisper.
Yeah, this is at least the nice thing about the carry Earthshaker. He's very sturdy, so
Yeah.
this combo does not really threaten him, though you can't let it happen too much. It looks like the mid tower is going to fall here. They're completely zoned out of this area. There's a catapult here. They've even placed a ward already in the mid lane, expecting that tower to fall.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah. And they've got, like, even Ogre illusions as well. Just everything they can possibly do to slow down this,
Leo
or,
Styles
like, to beat up the siege, rather.
he's trying to kill a courier over here. He's got nothing to do.
It's alright. I'm sure Leo Style will find a way back into the game. Top lane, Whisper.
I don't know if he will.
In some trouble. Gonna take a lot of damage there from the Phoenix.
He's almost
7-minute
level
rune's
4.
coming. Dude, surely you give the Wisdom Rune to your Pango, right?
I mean, he's not there. There's an illusion that's going to deny it. You gotta take it.
He's just dead,
Oh,
actually.
he killed it in time. Okay.
Well, Leo Style's dead.
Oh, yeah. He's
He has
definitely not going to
6
get it.
burning spears on him. So he's definitely not gonna get it.
Is under attack.
I feel
Oh,
like he
man.
just jungled, man. I don't know about... Well, I guess he did get that lion kill, but I don't know why he didn't just start jungling. Like, go to that top jungle and just get going up there, you know?
Like, it is still kind of forcing heroes into the mid lane by Pango being there, as opposed to, like, if he just disappears off the map, like, maybe your side lanes
But he
start
wasn't
getting
there. He
absolutely
was,
wrecked. I don't know.
He was, like, chasing couriers. Alright, well, now that Huskar's won the lane so hard, the lane's actually up to the tier 2, so Pango is finally going to get some space.
Classic. Frank bottom lane, getting beat down here by this Morphling, but does have a lot of Quill Sprays already stacked up, and yeah, as a result, he's gonna live. Analog looking for another kill here. Will not find the Pango. He jukes him through the trees, and instead, we'll look for the power rune. It's gonna be top. And amplify damage as well, which is pretty scary.
Armlet's on the way as well. Oh, just delivered. So you could pick up that amplified damage, go to a tier 1, and I really don't think they could stop you from taking it.
Could he not just Roche with this?
You could, and I wouldn't mind it, but we don't really see that so often anymore. The Huskar timings feel like they've been pushed back. A lot of people prefer to just chill till either a BKB or an Aghanims. Sanj is really good nowadays, so maybe he'll go for that. But he is coming top at least. See what he can get done.
They're
He's
gonna
definitely a Phoenix.
Yeah. Toss on in, looking for Kataro. The slow might be enough
Ogre's
to get
here.
the kill. Yeah, he's looking for an echo. He's like, come on, come here. Not gonna happen. They get the double kill. Now with 5 heroes in the top lane, they're gonna try and take the tier 1 tower. I was gonna say, with amplify damage, he might have enough to actually kill Roche, like Arma toggling, but...
Actually with the Bloodlust. I think you could if you wanted to, but we'll see
I think you could.
Maybe he just didn't want to give enough space back to the enemy team. He just
Yeah.
heads right back. Speaking of the space, there's been a big stack here. Bad Rider would usually love to farm this on his own, speed up the blink timing, but he's got to share with his poor Pango. His literally poor Pango.
Yeah, I think the other downside with that is it's kind of a high risk, high reward, right? If you get the Roche, the risk is definitely like what happens if you're sitting at like 1 HP toggling and then someone walks in and just snipes you.
Because as it so happens, there is an observer up there, so perhaps if Phoenix dives in, snipes you.
Yuma getting dove here in the bottom lane. Whisper is just gonna tree toss down the Bat Rider. Very good TP in from the Tiny, and mid lane, they want Leo style. Ooh, that Hex almost locks him down long enough to get the kill, and it will actually prevent the shield rune from going into the hands of the Huskar as well.
That would have been a very scary Huskar with that shield rune. He would dive your fountain with that.
Nowhere is safe.
He got an Ogre Axe, but he's switching over to the Dragonlance. So maybe he wants to go Dragonlance BKB now instead of the Sange.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people go Sange just for the early like benefits that it grants you, and then you can turn it into Sange and Yasha, but would rather, I guess, fight for now. So Frank bottom lane, no way he gets away from here. Analog's just gonna keep burning down every hero he finds. Schofield's now level 6 on the Lion, so we might be seeing a Finger of Death come out in a short time.
I mean, with Bloodlust, Analog is 6,000 net worth. I don't think any individual hero can even approach him. I think you need 3 heroes to approach him, and I don't even think you'll get a clean kill at that point.
There's the Roche. Okay, they just wanted to wait till Radiant side. I think that's also another pretty fair option, right? It's a lot more difficult for Fusion to contest this, especially now that the tower's gone. Whisper running a distraction campaign topside. Pretty tanky hero. This Tiny does have a toss to try and make some space. Ends up almost killing one of them, but will end up dying in the process. So a very nice find from Fusion, but there it is. Roshan dies. Analog's got himself an Aegis. 11 minutes and 50 seconds into the game.
He's straight back mid trying to get this rune. That's so funny, the regen rune.
It's
like
worse for Huskar.
Yeah, it's a power reduction for him.
Yeah, you never actually want full HP on this hero. I had the misfortune of playing a Nyx Assassin mid recently, and they Huskar'd me, and that was unlucky, because you literally can't Mind Flayer that hero.
Yeah, that is true.
He's
I
not
forgot about that.
targetable. I was like, uh-oh, what do I do? We lost, but it was okay. Right? Bottom lane, Frank. He is level 9. Like, despite everything that's been going on, Frank is at least somewhat high leveled and not too far behind. It's just the Pango that's going to have to find some recovery here.
Yeah, the thing is, this is kind of what I was mentioning in the draft, which is that as you're on this back foot, you have an offlaner who needs 2,000 more gold to finish his Aghanims. Your carry is trying to finish an Aghanims, which at least he's only about 100 or 1,000 away. And then your Pango is struggling, like just trying to work on his defusal here. So who does anything, right? And that's why Heroic has a 4K lead right now. They're taking control of the map, and no one can stop them.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so dead.
Oh boy, yeah, that offensive swashbuckle into the life break. Hex to follow, silence as well. Now, Inner Fire is one of those things that we've talked about how the changes to this ability affect certain heroes. Pango is also one of the heroes that is massively kind of owned by the change to this. Frank somehow gets the Wisdom Rune here. Nice pushback from the Bat Rider, but the dive away from Yuma as turns himself into the Phoenix. He's okay.
Two and a half minutes on the Aegis left. You interested in poking this tier 2?
Bottom tower
It might
Schofield
be.
wants to use that finger so bad. He saw that Phoenix walk by. He's like,
I'd do the math.
I mean, 2 minutes left on this Aegis.
I think they're just going to take this tier 2.
Yeah, I think so. All right, what's the deal with Earthshaker? Where are we at on his timings? Is it still just Blink first? Oh no, he just rushed the Axe, and it's done. Okay. We have an Aghanim Scepter completed on the Shaker. Michael here is going to get popped, take a lot of damage from the Tiny, but there comes the Lasso, Rolling Thunder as well. Yuma showing up, as well as Schofield if they can get the right songs, but what a fissure. Kataro just blocks them off. And they'll be able to grab the kill and disengage.
In the meantime, Huskar's almost finished up this tier 2. But that's still pretty good for Fusion. Finding any kill on the map is really good right now. And especially that Pango got to be involved. Desperate for anything to go his way.
Yeah, that's true. Well, tier 2's gone. Analog closing. What did he end up? What did he end up building? Does he have his Dragon Lance? Yeah, he's going Hurricane Pike first item actually.
It ended up being this casual Ogre Axe. I don't know if he just changed his mind partway through. I kind of doubt it's optimal to just hold this Ogre Axe so early. But who am I to question the Huskar specialist here?
It's a pretty sick item early because it does give you just a little bit of HP to kind of tank with, and then like you're obviously going to turn it into Assange later. But
Yeah, Assange or BKB, whatever you choose.
yeah, I think for now getting his Silver Edge is kind of wild. Or not Silver Edge, I'm sorry, the Hurricane Pike.
Silver Edge would be pretty wild.
Yeah, if he ults someone and then silence, like Inner Fire pikes them, he's gonna get like 10 auto attacks into any hero, and that's gonna kill everybody.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's actually kind of a sick build. I've not seen this before on a Huskar, but I get it.
Alright, there's the Aegis expiring. The nice thing about picking up that tier 2 in the bottom lane so early is that the next Roshan will most likely be in the bottom lane, and there's just no way for Fusion to go contest. Which, if they do fight, like they've got some good heroes for it, right? You got Egg, Roll, Echo. It is pretty scary, but the threat of buybacks or TPing in to help defend is not there.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, we've got the Vlads and the Manta done on the Morphling. He is going to go back for the Sanj here on Analog now. Hold on, let me see here.
Analog
Did I
just
see that
cutting
right?
creep
Did.
waves to take tier 2s. He has no fear, especially with the Ogre behind him.
Is under attack.
Dude, the drums on Lion is kind of sick.
He did go Fist of Death again, and it's really
Yeah.
good for the Huskar.
Radiant's bottom
Having said that, has not used Finger of Death yet, because
needs it?
Fusion has just been completely avoiding Heroic.
Yeah, it's only 8-4, and there's honestly not the biggest gold lead in the world. It's only 3K.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive that they're maintaining this gold difference. A lot of it is in the Earth Shaker, though, so if he gets killed off, which they have some very good pick-off heroes, suddenly you're at a huge deficit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, smoke up here from Heroic. They're tired of playing this cat and mouse game. They're going to just take the fight directly to Fusion. Now, Shaker would be an amazing find. He's a little bit slippery with the Aghanim Scepter, but they've happened to find him. The Blink, the Avalanche Toss. He's dead. Whisper. Great grab there. Man, just barely off his enchant totem timing as well. He had just jumped to that camp. Otherwise, maybe he gets away.
Right after that, decides to go for the BKB first. He had a lot of money saved, deciding between Blink and BKB. Once you have the BKB, you can push very aggressively and pop BKB to TP out, and no one can stop you. And I think that's what his team needs more than the surprise Blink Echo.
I mean, they've done a really good job at keeping this game even. Or not even, but like at least not out of control. Like 3K at 19 minutes is nothing in terms of what we've seen. And the biggest thing you're gonna have to deal with is, like you said, kind of the BKB timings. You really do need BKBs, but also this Pango needs like the Blink Ags. All right, they see TP's coming in. They know they're under vision if that's the case. Dude, look at that ward in the enemy base. They have two right outside their
yeah, very sneaky wards. Lets them completely dodge this movement, though maybe it will become a Roche fight.
They're all gone. Wow, I'm surprised that Heroic's the ones bailing.
To be fair, you're fighting on the enemy's half of the map, and I think it was 3 or 4 of them there, not the full team.
Yeah, you're missing the Ogre.
So maybe you can take it, but also why risk
it?
that? Yeah.
They can just get their own Tormentor. They have Morphling Huskar there, plus an Ogre. Should be pretty simple. 45 seconds till the Roshan.
Yeah, they've got to get back over there, because if Fusion manages to steal that Roche, they're going to buy themselves a ton of time. So I think Heroic's got to get over and make sure they can fight for it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
All right, so Yuma has his Phylactery, a pretty big boost in damage for him on his way to the Condo, which is kind of one of the big breaking points for Morphlings in a lot of games. So he is doing quite well. That being said, this Shaker is catching everybody, despite having multiple deaths. He is neck and neck with the Morphling and Huskar in terms of net worth. And, you know, Bristleback's not that far behind. The Aghanim Scepter gives him so much farm speed.
Yeah. At this point,
they're catching up.
At this point, it's kind of like you had a mid-Earth Shaker carry Bristle with this off-lane Pango who is struggling behind a bit.
Yeah.
And that's kind of okay, you know? You just kind of have to roll in the fights, so if he can finish his Ags, which he has been working towards, he'll still do a lot in these fights.
Ooh, Avalanche Toss. They've got the Bristleback. Push back again with the Inner Fire. He's just so dead. What? Okay, that's a really good find, because now you can go Roshan.
I don't think you can fight without the Bristle. You need the Bristle to walk in to get you vision of the fight, so that you can find the Blink Lasso, Echoes, Rolls, whatever.
They know this is happening. Look at the ward. It's not even on the high ground. It's on the low ground in front of the Roche pit.
It is pretty sneaky. Unlikely to get caught.
Radiant's top tower.
But can they get over here to actually fight? They are going to smoke. Have Earthshaker cut the next wave. Not really cut, I guess, just to clear it out.
I mean, his Sanjanyasha is done. They need to kill this really fast. It's going to be close. It's going to be so close. Kataro, he's going to get caught. He pops the BKB. He's just going to try and run right on in. The Aegis is picked up by Analog, though, and now the real fight begins. They managed to take down the Aegis. Bat Rider's gone. They've gotten the Lion as well. But the respawns are coming. Your BKB's done on the Shaker. Yuma's going to chase. Analog's going to chase. Do they get the vision that they want? Oh, baby. Yeah, that is so good. The damage from the Morphling just too damn good. Whisper on the backside. Getting lasted up by the buyback from this Bat Rider, but he's got the help. It's coming in from Analog. Frank's going to burst him down, but Can they actually kill this Bristleback? It doesn't look like it. Ends up being a pretty decent fight for Fusion. It is a dieback on your Batrider, but you get the Aegis and a few kills.
Yeah, I think all things considered, that's pretty good. I think what really helped him in that fight is that Huskar was close towards the Twin Gate stair, so the Pango roll was actually able to chain stun him to death to get the first Aegis, which bought a lot of time because this Huskar's damage is insane with Bloodlust, but the fact that he was spending most of it respawning allowed them to get a couple more kills, and then the Huskar respawned and then started killing people again. But it did make that fight pretty good, especially because they got the Aegis, so it's not like you're stuck against the wall for 5 minutes here. They're riding out the storm. I'm pretty impressed by Fusion. I really thought this Huskar pick was just gonna
end it at 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've definitely, like you said, kind of weathered the storm a little bit. It's still going to be very difficult because you are closing in on some very big items, and the Morphling has the Conda now, and it's a carry shaker, so that's like max enchant totem, obviously. We've seen games where Earthshakers just don't put a single ability in this when they're playing against Morphlings, but it's carry shaker, so you don't have a choice.
Dire's top tower is under
I also wonder who's gonna get a... It looks like Morphling wants to get BKB and then Silver Edge. I'm a little surprised someone isn't... I guess not surprised, but I feel like these fights would be a lot easier to navigate if someone had gotten an early Silver Edge to break the Bristle, because it's him and Earthshaker, right? They're 70% of the team right now. And if you can take them out, he doesn't have a BKB, so break would allow you to kill him super easily.
The graph actually tells a really good story there. Like, you can see what we were talking about. Fusion just stalled out for almost like 5 straight minutes, like not really moving the net worth, and that was the best thing that they could have done. Working towards that Blink Dagger on Leo style, and he's actually fairly close as well. The Axe Blink, one of those big timings for the Pangolier. Wow, he actually has Bloodstone on the Bristle. We do not see this item very often anymore on this hero.
I guess he knows they don't want to focus him too much, so he has a lot of room to potentially heal up.
is under attack.
And maybe he will need that healing versus incendiary burning spears.
Radiant's middle
Yeah, we see it a lot of just like BKB Sanj and Yasha as the priority, and he has that queued up going forward. But yeah, early Bloodstone for Frank. Bottom lane, we might see a fight break out. See, they're gonna smoke up. They do have some good vision here on Heroic, but Tiny might be walking right into it. Now they're gonna go through the Twin Gate to top, and they will not find their target.
Or are they looking for the Huskar, who is jungling on their half of the
Analog
map?
doing over
Yeah,
here?
I don't know why he's over here. It's kind of sneaky. This is like as if you're playing like you're the losing team, you know? Like, oh, I gotta find farm somewhere. Let me sneak to their half of their map. I'm not fully sure what he's doing here, but he is farming, and they did not find him.
They haven't found him. He's getting stuff done. He's good.
Coming mid. Maybe he's the bait for this.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're gonna tag him. However, that ward did see them pass the smoke over to Analog, so they know that this smoke is happening.
All right, they placed a sentry where they could see it, so they know what's happening.
They're just gonna push bottom, dude. They have a Grosh banner. 28-minute Wisdom Rune spawning. I feel like you could just threaten a high ground,
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I think
or at
so
least
too.
force them back.
But it is, yeah, it's a little scary into the Blink Echo, Blink Lasso, roll, right? They do have good high ground on Fusion.
Radiant's middle tower
So
is
it's-
under
Yeah.
attack.
That's why they would have liked to keep the Aegis for longer than 10 seconds. But they are going to get chip at it with some Morphling illusions, and if you don't address this, I mean, you whittle that tower down. It's already at almost 50% health.
Dire's bottom
Yeah,
tower
Morph's illusions
is under
are
attack.
very scary. And they're going to be able to continue just holding mid and bot lane like this, right? There's no way that they can prevent the cut of these two lanes, and that will eventually force Fusion back, because if you don't, they, like you said, will eventually just chip through these tier 3 towers.
Dire's bottom tower is
Here
under
they
attack.
come. I mean, they're kind of getting there, man.
Dire are scared. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'm surprised Schofield just still does not have a blink. He's gone Glimmer Cape now. He's just very
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
sacrificial play on the Lion. Like, a lot of times we see, like, you know, an early blink dagger or something along those lines to try and find kills. But instead, trying to help his team out a little bit. BKB done for Analog. That's going to be coming up on the Courier right now. So Huskar are going to make it a little bit more difficult to bring him down. Do you see the Hex here onto the Bristle? Avalanche toss. The burst damage from Yuma's way too much. Oh boy, the Morphling is very much online. Dang, that is so much burst. He did get his BKB out of it, but now you can easily threaten the high ground. No Blink Lasso like you were talking about.
Yeah, I think you can test if they have buybacks now. Perhaps commit that banner. And these are all melee cores. They're not going to have an easy time killing that banner. You have to commit, push them off, and then kill it. And that's pretty scary to do. Especially because you don't actually have buybacks. And that Fortify might give them a hint.
Trying to force something out of Prada. I mean, if Tiny sees them, Tiny can just kill them too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, we're going to work on the range barracks first. Makes sense to me. They still have the Roche banner. They never had to actually drop it. As Morph will send his illusions over to finish the ranged. All right. Yeah. Nice done. Blink Lasso, but he gets caught from an avalanche at the worst time. Michael still going to set up this fight here as Whisper likely to fall. Finished up there by the Earthshaker. And now the Lion. Caught out as well. The Rolling Thunder doing what it does best. Kataro just slaps him for the double kill.
A little bit on different pages there. Or maybe he thought he could just get one more creep wave and then get out, but the rest of the team had backed off, so they're not ready to fight that at all. It seems like they wanted to back off and wait for Roche, which is the correct call because it ended up being a really quick Roche. And if they go scout this on Fusion, they're strong enough to take this. You really don't want to have to buy back. He's going straight. They're going to get it. Dude, Fusion's going to get this.
This would be an insane take if they actually get the Roche on.
Fusion is so back.
They're up in 7 seconds. It's not fast enough.
Yeah, not without the rest of the heroes here.
Yeah, if Heroic actually figure this out, they can easily contest.
They have to go now, though.
Yeah.
They're too far behind. I don't think they're going to make it.
Scan's going to connect. They know.
I think they were hoping it would be a longer Roche spawn.
Wow. I would not have guessed Fusion getting third Roche on. Aegis Cheese Refresher. And the banner for themselves.
That's how it's done.
That's so massive.
Who took Refresher? It's on Pango.
Yeah,
Yeah, double roll.
Thunder,
I was
right?
wondering if you'd want double Echo instead, but I guess you can pass it over if later the Aegis, you know, after it expires, if you still have it. But double roll is also still good. I mean, at this point, we're pretty much in an even game.
Yeah. 6K
It
is
really
not
comes
much.
down- yeah, it really comes down to how these fights take place. Mainly got to be worried about the big echoes, big team fight spells from Fusion. But the pick-off, like with the toss back, the condas, you got a lot of burst pick-offs to just like delete the Phoenix, delete a hero here and there. Like we even saw the Bristle, or he's supposed to be so tanky, he got deleted in a single avalanche toss. Especially now that the Silver Edge is done on Yuma.
Yeah.
They finally
That's
have a
big
source
deal.
of break.
Yeah, Yuma can just solo the Bristleback at this point. Between like the break attack into like waveform, it's a lot. Whisper bottom lane. He actually just gets the
This
BKB
fissure?
delivered.
Okay.
He's gonna get it off. There's gonna be the nice lasso. Pulls him right into the corner. He's gonna be forced to TP on out under that BKB. Very good play from him, disassembling that Echo Saber the moment he sees them. Now, meanwhile, you're losing a lane of barracks bottom.
They make it back just in time to defend it.
Oh, the
Looking at
stun
Yuma.
comes out. Earthshaker, you're in a little bit too far. That's going to burn the Aegis. But Schofield, how many times have we seen this get chased down here from the Rolling Thunder? Frank trying to do his best. Will finish him off. But Analog, he's got a BKB, gonna stand his ground, looks to go for Frank. Hurricane Pike is out, throws so many of those burning spears. Kataro pops his BKB, forced to run now, but Yuma happy to stand his ground, chases after the Phoenix with his own dive, and Frank still burning, trying to find his way back to the fountain, but will he make it?
One more
Yuma with
Tonga.
the chase. It's not enough. Will barely survive, and the bottom lane of Barracks now exposed. They'll have themselves the first lane, and now looking for mid and top. I mean, I feel like they can do it.
Daedalus just delivered to the Earthshaker. Maybe
Oh.
you can get an insane hit, but they're staying scattered right now. Well, I say that, they all just clumped up.
Lasso, pull back. He's got a fire shield on him. Echo comes
Oh, the
out.
Hurricane Pike!
The Hurricane Pike just saves him. Oh my goodness. That fire shield is actually doing so much work against Shaker. He can't hit these guys. The waveform out. Yuma gets the ranged barracks.
Taking a little longer than we thought. It's been a little closer than we thought, but Heroic is slowly getting there. Now a 1.5 barracks. It felt like fusion with that Roshan, Aegis, Refresher. Maybe they could use it to come back, but they slowly lost all of the things they got from that Rose. The Aegis is gone, the Refresher Orb used. Now they're just on the back foot again.
And they're about to find potentially a very big kill. Ooh, a little bit too slow. Never mind. Shard for Kataro. It's, you know, it's okay. Not bad.
And another reason the Sanjin Yasha has been so popular. The lasso ends a little sooner than they expect. He manages to get the Hurricane Pike off, and that prevents him from being echoed. If you could finish the chain stun and kill him, perhaps with a big crit from the newly acquired Daedalus, maybe that fight starts going their way. Instead, it just whiffs. I don't think we've seen a huge echo this game.
No, there's just
Not
been no
trying to
opportunity.
flame, but
Yeah. This is looking like a potential pickoff here onto the Shaker. Silver edged up here in the mid lane, though. Every single hero on Fusion. Trying to protect themselves on the high ground.
One more big pickoff on someone without buyback, and I mean, you're strong enough to finish the rest of the barracks at this point. There is no fortify. I think it's, oh no, it's still 3 minutes off. Yeah, so you got to be real careful here.
This might be the first game I've ever seen a Lion not go blink.
I think some of the idea of it was you really should just sit behind the Huskar, ideally, right? Let him hit things. And if you, like, usually you get blink online because you want to jump, you want to blink hex. It's like, okay, guys, kill this guy. You're doing that into an Earthshaker with Echo, into Egg, into Roll, right? So I feel like those two things lined up where he didn't want to bait his team to get echoed, and he also knows he shouldn't really be initiating. He'll let the Tiny toss people back, and otherwise you just watch Huskar hit things. And ideally you don't lose the second Roche so quickly. Like if we go back to that, you lost it in 10 seconds. I think that's where this build, the Glimmer and the Drums, makes a lot of sense, because you're just watching Huskar hit the high ground with a second Aegis, and you never put yourself at risk, so you never need the blink. But then that didn't happen, and you entered this awkward period where they did have to just look for kills, and I kind of wish I had a blink for that. So That's where the game plan maybe gets a little messy sometimes.
That was lame.
I'm trying to figure out what the game plan is here for Fusion. Like, they kind of just have to hope Heroic overextend, because Morphling is almost unkillable at this point. Like, this guy is so tanky. You have Fire Shield, which is actually, like, there are certain games where you get, like, the Ogre Shard, and you're kind of bummed. You're like, oh, well, we would have rather had it on a different hero, but this is an insane game for
It's
Ogre
real
Shard.
good here.
This is like the best game for it's so good. Like, Earthshaker wants to preemptively enchant totem, blink in, hit you, enchant totem, and hit you a second time. Both of those hits will be reduced by what, 80% or something like that? How much is it?
I think 85%. And right now,
85.
Earthshaker, he's got the totem going, so he's sitting at 1,200 damage. So you're right. You would love to be doing just about, the 2,400, praying for a huge crit on the Daedalus, and 85% of that is reduced by that shield. You're going to have to hope. I think Swashbuckle actually goes through it, right? Because it counts as an attack. So you're going to have to hope you can Swashbuckle the shield off before Earthshaker can go in.
Yeah, it's just not something, like, if you see him, like, the Morphling approach in the high ground, it's not like a simple, oh, okay, I'll just blink Shaker and try and pop him. Like, you need someone else to try and break that shield before you can do anything. So, very cool use of the Ogre Shard this game.
For now, they're playing the economic game on Heroic, just trying to farm up the Fusion's half of the map, and then just back out, so that you see Fusion moving onto the map, and, well, there's not actually really that much farm here because it's all been taken from us. I wonder what they're waiting for, though. I feel like Heroic could have pushed this game a little faster. This is a slower pace than I expected from them. Maybe trying out to be a bit more patient, because historically with the old roster of players, there are some games where they just go a little too ham and throw. So maybe trying to be a bit more disciplined.
Yeah, he drops Ward Sentry and, like, immediately realizes, he's like, I'm dead. Like, Yuma just comes out of Invis, just pops him. There's not much you can do about that, being a support at this stage of the game against that farmed of a Morphling. They did drop a ward up on the high ground. I think they know about this.
And the Bristle's got a gem. I think he pinged it out.
Okay. And they definitely know about it.
Maybe he was playing with his eyes closed and missed it.
Classic.
You ever think about that? Just start playing Dota with your eyes closed?
Are you playing this game with your eyes open? Jump in. There it is. Fire Shield already reducing a lot of the damage for the Morphling. He gets the Morph off. BKB's waveforms to the low ground, and Whisper maybe able to survive for the moment, but Analog's in pretty deep. Gonna pop that life break, try to get away, has that silence, but the only thing that happens here is BKBs and ults. Like, no one actually dies, and I think that favors Heroic. Lasso comes out, the Hex immediately from Scopefield, the Tree Toss finishes the job, and Yuma's still plenty healthy. Mega Creep's gonna be secured here for Heroic. And as the horn sounds, I think might be the seal of defeat for Fusion. They've got to find some sort of play here to keep themselves in this game.
Heroic is not a big cooldown team, so when that fight happens and they don't lose anybody, it's like, well, we can just keep fighting. We're perfectly fine, but you guys don't have your role. You don't have Echo. They've got Egg available now since Phoenix was dead. You can't fight without the other parts.
This Shaker should get out. Yeah, he's out. All right.
There is one thing you have to be careful of now, which is that because you have Megas, there might be a lot of your own creeps in the enemy base, and that could be a lot of echo damage if you're caught off guard. But as long as you don't do that, and you don't all group and hit the throne, things are looking very good for Heroic. And with that said, it's amazingly only a 14k lead for them. I don't know where they found it, but Fusion has been farming up well, but unfortunately just never able to find significant fights.
It is going to be a very fast Roche respawn again. I don't know if they're going to sniff this one out, but Amplify damage will be scouted topside, and we've seen games end in the blink of an eye with an Amplify damage Morphling. They're going to grab it on the Tiny, and I think this one's perfectly fine. He also is a huge burst hero. Also very difficult to see on him, just due to his model. And Frank needs to be careful here in the mid lane. The wraparound, they're going to get the break, and just like that, the wave form in, the avalanche is enough to take him down. 85 seconds without your bristleback. The force staff forward, they're trying to finish off Leo style. He gets the TP out just before the tree connects.
Look how many hats he has. What a show of power from Yuma.
It's so funny the way he's just whirling his hands around, stuck in
I know, he's
animation.
stuck in the stun animation.
On the blink, the Echo Slam, it catches Whisper, he gets the BKB off, trying to just hobble away, but he will be brought down at the end. Big damage there from that toss, and with this heroic, might respect the buyback, and they're looking for Roshan now.
Was that the gem?
They already had one on the bristleback, right?
Yeah, I guess he passed it off. I thought he was holding it earlier, but Lions got it now. Okay, so didn't lose the gem. Getting a little scattered in the enemy base.
Yeah, he needs to get the heck out of here. He's sticking around a little bit too long.
Ooh.
Nice attempt on the fissure.
Well, that should be space to secure the Roshan. Cheese. Refresher. It's actually not... I was just talking about them being a low cooldown team, so it's not the greatest refresher, but double BKB is always nice to have.
Yeah. This Huskar attacks so fast with Bloodlust.
Alright, how are they divvying this up?
Yeah. Refresher for the
Aegis.
Morphling. That one makes sense to me. Aegis on the Huskar.
He's got the most active items. Dude, couldn't be me, man. You've already got 4 active items, morph all your different abilities. Now you're like, yes, double that with the refresher, please.
Of course, yeah. More buttons equals better. The line is being drawn top. They're trying to find someone farming the jungle, but at the moment, nobody from Fusion is willing to leave the base, and I think should probably end up seeing the movement from Heroic here to try and end this game. 44 minutes is not really where I expected this draft to go, I'll be honest, but they've been in control for most of the game. I'd say all of the game, really, outside of the one Roche snipe from Fusion.
I would say the second Roche fight, and then the third Roche steal, where the big points from Fusion that have kept them in this game. But like you said, although it's been closer than expected, it's never really felt in their control. Perhaps that will change here at the 44-minute mark. An amazing Blink Echo against all the Mega Creeps, instantly deleting the entire team of Heroic. Then the death timers are so long, you run all the way down and clear out some barracks. That would certainly be one of the most amazing recoveries I have ever seen. Analog doesn't think that'll happen.
Yeah, I think Analog's just been having a very chill game as the Huskar player.
All right, here I think you go back to what the strat was at like 20, 25 minutes, which is that Huskar has the Aegis, you got Megas, I'm pretty sure you banner those Mega Creeps. Maybe you don't banner, maybe that's the bait, maybe that's what gets you echoed. I'm not sure on that part yet, but you just watch the Huskar hit the last tier 4, work on the last building. You're only worried about this Blink lasso, and he does have telescope, so he can jump from further away, but Huskar has a Cedix cap and Sanj and Yasha. I really don't think he can be dragged back very far. And even if he is, he'll have his Aegis as he respawns, and then the BKB, Hurricane Pike, all of that. Is anyone working on Lincolns? Because I think once you have that, like, you don't even care anymore. But
I mean,
nah,
Lincoln's
no one,
or just
no one wanted to
Lotus,
build it.
honestly. You could just put a Lotus on someone and that would do it.
Yeah, that might be better because Nasal Goo is really easy to break the Lincolns. I'm actually a little surprised we didn't see one of those. I guess maybe they never thought the game would get to the point where they needed it.
Alright, we'll see what they can do. Starting to chip down the tier 4s, like you said. There's going to be the Roshan's banner now. Earthshaker. Good echo off these. The lasso is going to connect, pulls back the Huskar, but they delete the Phoenix right off the gate. Whisper with the toss. They're going to do some damage to Frank. Now Lion is dead, and Yuma, under his own BKB, gets caught up now, pulled back towards the fountain. He's fallen low, and he's dead. They get the morph. The buybacks pay off. He doesn't get his refresher off in that process, and now they need to cut and run. Heroic in some trouble. The Rolling Thunder is out. The echo from Kataro isn't enough to find the kill. KJ just barely surviving, but now he's in trouble. He's gonna burn, baby. Analog doing too much damage, and Morphling with the buyback. He's in the base, finishing the game. He's got his eyes on the prize, trying to finish off Frank. He's got him. And now Analog with his boots of travel will rejoin. And that'll do it. GG comes out, and Heroic finish this year, finish game
He's
one.
so tanky, actually.
Stylish fashion. Yeah. Very cool game one.
Earthshaker. Yeah, props to Fusion. They were tiny.
I think you're right. And we'll see how this plays out as we jump into game number 2 in this grand finals. It is Heroic taking on the side of Fusion. Current 1-game advantage for Heroic off of an absolute sick draft in game 1. That being said, Fusion held their own for a very long time. These guys are very good at playing the map, finding gold even when they're down. Smoke's gonna pop. They see everything, but both teams have their heroes here. Timbersaw kind of the furthest away. The concoction's gonna connect, and Heroic trying to finish off Michael. Is the damage there? They need one more auto attack. The Fire Spirit, and Muerta will claim the kill.
Both teams with a similar idea. Oops.
30 seconds.
8 smoke now.
He accidentally threw his blood grenade instead of pressing smoke.
Oh no.
Don't worry, he didn't need it. He didn't need it. It's fine. One team wanted to get in the back to block the camps behind the Alchemist, which you know he wants to farm, while also potentially going in to invade the Beastmaster, prevent the stacks he wants to set up and farm, which just led to a natural fight down there. And now, quick move top to see if they can get more, but I think it'll just be a quick grab of the runes and then get out.
They
No,
got
3
of them.
going to Heroic, which is very nice for an Alchemist.
Yeah, that combined with seed money and first blood for the Muerta. Quite an economic win here to start things off, but again, mid lane is where I'm going to be kind of keeping my eyes on. I think there's just a lot that's going to come out of this lane. Both Leo Style and Analog need to kind of help their side lanes out. I see a lot of battling in this bottom lane as well. That's one of the things that makes Alchemist just so good now. He used to have absolutely no contributions in the early levels, and now you just get to have Concoction at level 1. You can max out Acid Spray and actually do tons of damage.
Oh, that's a TP to the tower. That was kind of close. Oh, Salve delivered just in time.
Nice.
Perfect.
He knew.
It was all calculated. Fortunately, the supports should be able to move over to help Tiny with the runes. Alchemist can always just jungle on his own very early, as soon as like level 3. While on the top lane, Bristle's very sturdy, and odds are Gyro's going to push the lane in with Flak anyways, so both supports should be able to come help the Tiny, and he will need it.
I am curious to see what Whisper is going to get done on the Bristleback as well. Yesterday's series, he definitely kind of made a case for Bristleback needing a little bit more of a ban priority. He's just very creative on what he was able to do with it. And now that you're level 2 on the Ogre, You gotta be careful. Oh, nice silence from Schofield, though. Pulls him back. The blood grenade just trapping him, re-silencing him. Dude, Schofield actually such an insane play there.
That was a really nice use of the tree line there. In the meantime, Michael managed to kill a courier that had boots on it. So, it's nice. Literally slow the Alk down a bit. Bit of a slip up from the Ogre, though. Didn't really get to use much mana either once he hit level... Like, if you hit level 2, you throw out all your spells and then die, it's like, okay, I get to come back with full mana, but he'd barely used anything.
Yeah, he was just trying to get vision of the Muerta so he could throw it onto both Bristle and her. But he knew that entirely. Like, Schofield just baited him. Like, waited for him to walk into the tree line, drops the calling. Like, it's just such a heads-up play.
Lotus fight.
Alk always wins. There we go. Granted,
But he's pretty far back.
Yeah, he's forced to TP on out.
Yeah. Good decision to TP out right away. If he had waited much longer, he would potentially die, or at least get even lower where he can't even approach the lane. Gotta say, Analog's doing better in this matchup than I thought he would.
Yeah, I mean, Tiny doesn't have to play super close to the lane, right? And you have tree toss, or just toss in general that can do a lot of damage. Bottom lane, KJ will end up going down, and Yuma with a blood grenade trying to hobble his way back to the tower. Michael with some really nice body blocks. I think they got him. 7-1 charges aren't going to be enough to save him, and Frank will get a double kill on this Beastmaster. Very nicely done.
It's great for them because he is one of the tempo heroes for his team. So if he's having a good start, that means he can push towers faster, maybe take the Aegis faster, steal that away from Heroic. He is going for the Aghanims build, it looks like. Doesn't want that Helm of the Dominator. I think that's nice because then you can justify a Shiva sooner, and this is a really good Shiva's game.
Yeah. I agree. I think it makes a big deal having the Aghanim Scepter early on Beastmaster, especially on Dire side, because you usually see that come out around like that 13 to 15 minute mark if you're having a good game. And then you can just, Roshan goes top as Dire, and then you just go take Rosh. Top lane, Schofield in some trouble. Nice fear onto Kataro. Whisper is going to try and join the fray. Does have a lot of damage coming out from the Bristle here, and he might be able to just find himself a quick pick onto Prada. A nice exchange, though. Fusion very happy to get themselves a kill onto the Muerta. Also good Phoenix in the bottom lane.
And Michael moves in while looking for the Alk, gets a D ward.
No, it's fine, never mind. He's doing his best to just block these camps. He'll put like maybe a deep ward back here as well.
Genius.
Yeah, looks like it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just wants
A
to be able
lot
to
of
keep
commitment.
eyes on the stacks being made.
Six-minute rune time.
Radiant's
Schofield. He's going to be able to force the pick up there on a Prada, but Schofield not looking super hot. I think he's going to go down. Yeah, one little timber chain there from Leo Style to secure it. Bottom lane, Frank. We're going to see the TP come through from the Tiny. The toss comes through. It's a lot of damage, but there's the Avalanche. Needs the Soul Ring. Tree toss in. Will secure the kill. And now Michael on the Bat Rider should be okay.
There's a toss in 2 more seconds. They have vision of
Not
this?
gonna make it.
Not
No.
quite.
Bat Rider's too quick.
Radiant's middle tower is
Could be
under
from
attack.
KJ to go unblock these camps back here. Gonna stack on these for the Alchemist. Now, you actually talked about it. These camps are incredibly hard to stack for some reason.
Yeah, let's see if you can do it. The boxes, if you do one, it's fine. But obviously, you want both. Fortunately, Phoenix has Fire Spirits, which makes it way easier to stack those camps. Frank just TP'd back in. Okay,
That was a nice attempt. Good damage being done. Now that Timbersaw is 6, you kind of want to be in mid lane a lot less as the Tiny.
Yeah.
Prior to 6, it's fine, right? You can kind of just sit back, hit things with your tree, toss an avalanche to clear the wave. But now it's a lot less chill. So they're going to have the Muerta kind of soaking mid for a little while, which is really good for the side of Heroic. Like, they're going to actually manage to get themselves a lot of XP on that Muerta, a little bit of extra gold. She's having a great game already. Yuma, bottom lane with the help of KJ, looking to find a kill here onto the Batrider. Prada's going to come in, hits the stun, Ignite is going to connect as well, but will burn down to the Phoenix. TP is coming through now from Muerta, trying to chase onto Prada. Deadshot just to slow with a Blood Grenade for the assist. Sunray will finish him off as well. Nicely done. The supports doing a really good job at protecting this area of the map.
That's a little bit of the danger we talked about in the draft, where you want to contest the Alchemist, but it's a very fine line of going too far, because Alchemist is not weak in the early game, and he can fight and actually get you killed with a little bit of help. It's not like invading a Spectre or a Medusa, where they'll probably just run from a support on their own. He's very strong with Acid Spray and Concoction.
Especially level 7 Alch with 4 points Acid Spray now. The money's going to start rolling in for this guy, and Whisper is not having too bad of a time top as well. He has got stacks galore on this Ancient Camp. We'll stack the Hard Camp as well. He's very happy.
I'm actually a bit surprised Gyro's at the bottom.
It's not a great game, honestly, for him. And seeing
4 hits.
Oh my. I guess 220 damage.
That was an ogre.
His life is ogre, dude. What do you mean? Dude,
oh no, they didn't see a tier 1 token drop. It's just sitting on the floor. Hopefully someone sees that later.
Bottom lane, Yuma is going to get roared up. They drop the egg immediately to try and bail him out, but Leo Styles' rotation in should help secure the kill, and it does. Now the TP coming through from Whisper. They want some revenge, trying to take down Frankyar on this. Beastmaster will be easy enough. They need to be careful because Leo Style can turn this around real fast. Silence out from Schofield, has the dead shot, will hold him in place. Pierce the Veil is out. This guy's level 6. He might just finish off the Timber. He's so dang low, trying to get the job done. Instead, we'll turn their attention to Michael, gets the kill there. And Leo Style forced a Timber chain away. Prada. We saw what happened last time you went toe-to-toe against the Bristleback. It did not go super hot. Dead shot to slow him down one more time. Triple kill for Whisper on this Bristleback as he now pushes himself near to the top of that net worth.
Thought the early game was going to be tougher for Heroic this time around, but once again, it's 10 minutes and they've pulled out a 3K lead for themselves. The blink for Tiny is about halfway there. So all their timings are pretty solid. Yeah, that would be huge.
They already stole
I guess
the
not
hard
the
camp,
most.
but yeah.
It's fortunately not too big.
The whole point is you need to like continuously stack here, right?
Yeah.
Now they got him. Nice tree toss, great kill. In comes Timbersaw as well as the Beastmaster, but can you actually find the damage to get the kill? Analog willing to go toe-to-toe as Muerta shows up as well. The calling, just going to try and do a bunch of damage to these Ancient Camps and maybe find the kills herself. Now Roar is there, but feared away in the process. Bristleback in some trouble, brought down by the side of Fusion. Now they bring the whole team to defend these, and they get a Bristleback kill. It ends up being pretty worth it, but it is indeed a lot of space for this Alchemist.
Yeah, that's the scary part. If you could get, you know, maybe at least one more kill, I think that move feels better. Because unfortunately, they didn't even... You still end up splitting some of that stack too, you know? So it's not like you fully defended it. So I think Heroic won't feel too bad, especially because Yuma is telling him, "Yeah, I just finished my sacred relic. I'm getting pretty close to the Radiance."
I'm just gonna smoke and run right back into the triangle instead. We'll run into the enemy team. Analog does get the bottle off. Grabs himself an arcane rune. Ward dropped on the high ground, trying to get some vision on where these heroes are coming from. The dive on in should be enough to find the kill. A toss will secure it. And they will just reblock the Ancients and walk away.
As a support player that constantly gets tossed in for this kind of stuff, I think I should be accredited with the kill.
Like, it's my body.
Yeah, exactly. I am the one doing the damage. I think I should get the kill. What is that? A 12-minute blink off that earlier play. So this Tiny is now very scary. And he was supposed to be counterpicked by that Timber. Right? Now, I mean, part of the Timber pick is just for the game in general, because it is a lot of damage versus Alchemist Tiny Bristle throughout, but you were hoping to slow down this Tiny more in the laning stage, and I don't know, he was able to find enough successful rotations, 3, 0, and 1, that doesn't really feel like that part worked.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, I mean, he's dead even, right? Like, he's having a great game. And Bristleback's Aghanim Scepter is nearly done as well. Now, Beastmasters, I think, is either done or very close. So, we'll see what ends up happening.
On the way.
With it. Is it on the way? Okay. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
So that will help. But Radiant's done on your Alchemist now. 13 minutes in. I mean, it's not like it's the fastest Radiance ever, but he's having a great time.
Yeah, for how much action was in his lane, right? There was a lot of fighting. It still ended up at a pretty solid timing.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Also, just note he's 0-2 and 4. So, despite all the kills that happened there, he never actually got the kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tiny trying really hard to get this mid lane tower. Does have the avalanche to get it. Ooh, he gets the blink off instead. Now, in some trouble here. Oh, that flame break,
up to the
really
high ground.
unfortunate from Michael. Tosses him up to the high ground. KJ just jumps in, steals the rune, and will pop the egg. Now, the question is, can Schofield save him? Now, he realizes there's too many heroes. Deadshot can only fear one. In that process, though, they get a kill bottom.
I feel like he just got the Radiance, but he's already halfway to a Blink, and he's farming up a bunch of stacks right now, so that Blink is actually about to be done. That's insane. Okay.
I love how you're like, all right, 13.5-minute Radiance, 15-minute Blink. Let's go. All right.
That's exactly what you want.
Dire's middle tower is
900
under attack.
GPM or something.
Yeah, and Gyro, you know, I talked him up as, you know, he can keep up, the lane should be okay, but he's
Is under
falling behind, and I feel he's been farming most of this time.
He's so dead. Right? Yeah. Avalanche, toss back. KJ's there. Schofield's there. Pierce the veil. Even drop the fear. We'll send him in kind of a weird angle, but they got plenty of damage to bring him down. They'll know about the ward, obviously, but Yuma is going to push in this top lane. They've actually got numbers to try and find Leo style, but he will TP out. Smart play from him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I might look at this game later, because I find it very interesting. Katara was top net worth with the Earthshaker when given space, yet on the Gyro, he's struggling here. And I feel like I mean, I haven't seen that many carry Earthshakers. Maybe the farm speed is better, but like, that was his first death. He's mostly been left alone.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think this game, Heroic has a lot more of an active run at you lineup. Last game, they were kind of chill. Like, they made some kills happen, but for the most part, they just kind of left the Shaker alone. They didn't really pressure him too much, whereas this game, I think they are putting a lot more pressure on the Gyro. But you are right. He has not... Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, the Gyro would have loved to go clear those Ancients and stuff, but they just got contested. Heroic took, like, half the stack. And they're actually just doing Roshan now, so they're going to trade their tier 1 tower for Rosh.
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
This is quite nice if it goes undetected. Both teams can do Roche very early. And it looks like it's going to go to Heroic, perhaps unnoticed.
I mean, how do you contest? You know? I don't think you can.
I mean, if the team was there, I think you could. You have the Ags Roar, Timbersaw. I think it's a good amount of AoE call down, but yeah, once it started, it's difficult to break into that area. So you had to already be ready to fight for it.
7,000 gold
Top tower
advantage.
is under attack.
Blink just
Hard to
delivered to
accelerate.
Beastmaster, so maybe that was some
That big.
unfortunate timing, waiting for that, and then lost the Roche.
All right, here's the smoke. See what they can find. The Muerta's actually not
Fast
here.
blink.
The Aegis being on Whisper makes it really hard to go on him. He's gonna do so much damage to Leo style, brings him very low. The lasso comes in, does get interrupted by the Yules, but there's gonna be the roar to follow. They're gonna be able to take down Tiny, but can they get Whisper? The damage on the backside, the Avatos, the Quills is way too much, and now Yuma chasing for Kataro, the Atos from downtown. It's a team wipe, baby. Heroic. A 5-4-1, and you don't even claim the Aegis.
Wow, I didn't expect that to go so one-sidedly, but the Blink Lasso just ended up getting completely countered by this Yules on KJ that is so fast.
So fast.
The kills earlier, maybe not going towards the Alchemist slowed him down, but it sure sped up the supports. So this Yules just saves, who was it, the Tiny? Saved him for a little bit.
It was Tiny, yeah. Because they wanted to pull him back and then go for the roar, but during that, before it came off, I think he got a full Avatos, and then Bristle had Bristle back up, right? So he just quilled like 3 heroes in the stun.
Yeah, messy fight there for
absolutely nuts
Fusion.
play.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I feel like it wasn't the wrong play call, right? They tried to jump the back line. They saw, you know, people further up in the lane, like maybe like, okay, we can try and bring him down, but shoot, the damage. All right, Yuma's taking a little bit of a vacation for now. He'll be back.
I don't think it was the
He
wrong
just TP'd
call
immediately.
by Prada.
Dude.
Yuma barely got there to help.
He just threw acid spray, you know? He's like giving a little bit of armor reduction. The tree will finish him off.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're feeling real strong right now. Even the supports, right, on the side of Heroic are incredibly farmed.
Yeah, looks like they want to try to push into the bottom lane. Tormentor may not be done. Like, yes, it's up, but is Fusion ready to take it right now? Maybe not. So if you can get in here fast enough, you can take this tier 1 tower and fight over this Wisdom Rune and Tormentor. And Heroic's looking a lot stronger right now, especially because they still have 2 minutes on this Aegis.
They're already on it. It's a really good call.
Here they come.
Tier 1's gonna go down. Now, if you are Fusion, do you show up to try and stop this? It
don't
doesn't
think
look
you
like
can.
it. They're just gonna give it up. He's gonna stack up the goo here. And then Alk with acid spray as well. I mean, this Tormentor stands no chance at all. He's pinging like, come on guys, get over here.
It's like, what do you mean? There's no farm over there. I don't want to go there.
Whisper! Nearly. Okay, they're actually using this to smoke across the map. They're like, all right, they're gonna not contest, or not fight us. We'll run at them. Toss comes on in, finds Frank. He got an amplified damage. This roar is gonna do a decent amount of space making for him. Is the movement speed? Is it enough? It's not. KJ with the dive to slow him up. Yuma will burn him down. End up getting the 2 kills. Who needs Tormentor when we have heroes to kill?
I'm sure it's not what they were thinking, but I love the idea that they go to fight the Tormentor. It's like, wait, they don't even want their own Tormentor? Fine, we don't want their Tormentor either. We'll go fight them over here. I mean, it did work out. Got a couple kills, and maybe they'll just make their way back over. Although Bristleback is still quite low. Does the Aegis regen get canceled by Tormentor?
No, it does not.
Maybe I'll try to time that, do it solo.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna like just suicide to it and respawn and then try and finish it off, but yeah, you could definitely time it with the Aegis. But he's got to push that lane pretty far if they want to do it.
I mean,
They
it's
still
not
have full
like...
control on the map.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not like Fusion can even comfortably go do their own Tormentor, so you got a bit of time to head over there.
Yeah, those wards.
I honestly think it wouldn't be a bad idea to just smoke over, for Fusion to smoke over to Heroic's Tormentor and do it.
It's hard because you have to take the long route, but right, you can't. There's still a tier 1 top, so you can't go through that side. You have to go all the way around by the Lotus Pool.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a
I guess
possibility.
their shards aren't even that good either.
Yeah, you have Ogre Bat Rider.
But Phoenix Shard is so good, so if you can try to minimize the chance... He already bought his, never mind. I didn't even notice. He's so rich! Oh my god.
Analog is the one who gets it on the Tiny. That's the state of the game, right?
heck?
Both shards have been purchased on the supports. Or wait, no, Schofield has his? Schofield does not.
No,
So it was
no.
between Schofield and Tiny.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So, I mean,
bet
this is such a
Schofield
value
has-
shard.
I bet Schofield has quite a few Pierce the Veil stacks. They should get him his shard.
Go do their own Tormentor now, right? They're first going to smoke across the map. They're going to run into Michael, or rather Michael blink dodges away from the Alk, instead blinks into the hands of the Tiny.
Looks like they want to play top, clean up the last 2 towers on the side of Fusion. Isn't it weird? Last game was a Huskar game, but this one feels more one-sided.
It's just
Maybe
Alk,
that's the
dude.
power of the Alchemist, yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason this hero is contested in every single game. They actually scan the outpost,
Radiant's top tower
or not the
is
outpost, the
under
Twin Gate. So they know that this Gyro is coming bottom, and Alchemist is looking to
Peekaboo.
intercept. He's gonna find him. Yeah, corrosive
BKB.
weaponry makes it impossible to get away. He's just dead. This is just a solo kill from Yuma. This is an insane play call from
Take
him.
it, Schofield. Take it, Schofield. You know you want to.
Dude, imagine he
Imagine
pops Pierce the Veil and does it, dude. That would have been hilarious.
That's what I thought he was gonna do. He's like, dude, I need the stacks. Come on, man.
That'd have been good. Yeah, I mean, he scans, immediately TP tier 2. The heads-up play there is so sick.
Yeah, give them no space. Oh, Beastmaster's trying to head out. Better be careful. Blink
Oh, look at the
lasso.
lasso. I mean, this is
Bit
a
of an
big kill
overlap.
if they can get him. They've got the damage. Beautifully done. Analog with a haste rune will just delete the Bat Rider. He does have a BKB available. Will pop it in comes Yuma. The Alchemist doesn't need his BKB. He's just going to finish the job. 2 heroes down now, looking for Leo style, and he's got nowhere to go. The toss to clean it up. 3 dead as the Gyro's getting ready to respawn. They thought they might get a quick pick and back, but no. Heroic giving them nothing. Avalanche toss back. Goodbye, Prada.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Looks like it's back to the drawing board on the draft. Once again for Fusion.
I mean, you can just take the lane of barracks here, right? Like, mid and bottom are exposed. I think you can probably just take both lanes.
I
don't
think
know.
if they didn't want to leave the base, they wouldn't have to, but they'll play much safer than that.
You just wait for Alcolt, maybe?
Yeah,
Actually, they're just
the
gonna
second
respect the
Roshan
respawn.
should be up soon, so you're just gonna wait for Whisper to come back,
Dire's bottom tower
join up
is
together
under
again, get the next Roche.
Alex got money to print real quick.
He does. What's he going for? Bloodthorn? Oh my goodness, that is so much damage when he has that.
attack. Are scanning.
One of these days, they'll catch him for tax evasion. I don't know how he does it.
Dude, can we do the Tormentor? I gotta see how many stacks Schofield has. You don't really need to do it though. You know, jokes aside, it's just giving up map space to Fusion, so.
Yeah. I think the right choice is definitely just stay aggressive on the map, find pickoffs, and continue to pressure Fusion, like forcing them either back to their base entirely or... Well, hold on. They're smoking topside. Roche is up. I don't think you have the ability to take it super easily. You do have the Beastmaster, who...
I think you gotta try, though.
Yeah, we saw this before, right? You know, them getting third Roche and when we thought there was no way.
Radiant are scanning.
All right, they got it. Roshan's down. Dire grab it. Aegis as well as the banner now available for Fusion.
This might be something Heroic needs to... Like, they're clearly winning, but everyone's always trying to improve. I feel like this is twice now that a Roshan has been snuck away from them, and that shouldn't happen. Getting that Rose should be how they close it out very cleanly. So props to Fusion. I do think you need to take a big risk like that when you're this far behind. I don't know if it'll be enough, but I certainly appreciate the effort. All right, now there's no excuse to go. Let's go get a Tormentor, guys. Come on. I don't know if you really even need to be scared of this Aegis.
I don't think you do. I'm pretty sure you can just kill the Gyrocopter in an Avatos.
Whisper certainly doesn't seem scared.
Nope, you're just going to keep his back turned, stack up a ton of damage here. Michael, we'll get the lasso. Avalanche toss just deletes the back line. They're going to be able to grab the gyro and now Alchemist is in. Just beats down this Beastmaster. Silence here onto the Timber Saw. Just slowed up to a crawl. Is now Katara with the BKB trying to crawl his way back to the base. He can't do it. They fall one by one on Fusion. And it just looks so easy for the side of Heroic.
Maybe it was a 5-head play. Fusion hasn't been fighting us, but maybe if we let them take Aegis, they'll be willing to try to fight us, and then we can kill them and win the game.
That is definitely a thought process.
I'm sure it was the thought process, and it's worked. You win the fight right outside their base, steal the 28-minute Wisdom Rune, and boom, 2 sets of barracks. It should just be the third. Maybe you respect the gyro respawning. Not sure you really have to. But I guess you could wait for your cooldowns. Oh, actually, I didn't even notice the tier 2 top is still up, so... Guess you gotta back out here.
It's a good spray. I like that thumbs up.
Yeah. Alright, Bristle's finally on it. He's gonna get the Tormentor. I think you're actually hoping Yuma gets it. Berserker Potion's actually pretty good. Let's see, Schofield's got 10 stacks.
Nice. Very nice. All right. Well, you were at the point now where the gold lead is borderline insurmountable. This is probably the last fight we're going to see. Fusion's got to find something, but it's going to instead be Heroic smoking in, looking for Frank on the Beastmaster. The stun's going to come out. The Bloodthorn deletes him, and that is it. 2 heroes die in an Avatos, and just like that, Heroic clean up the game. GG comes out. They know this one is over.
Back to the drawing board.
Did Tiny have an amplify damage, or does he just do that much damage?
I missed it. It's hard to see with Tiny. On some of the skins, when he gets...
This is another one of those scenarios where you're not really going to be threatened by either the Primal Beast or the Tusk. He did go tag team instead of drinking buddies. What? I mean, then I really don't understand, because drinking buddies is the only synergy with Primal Beast. Like trample scales with attack, damage, and move speed. Basically, it was a classic combo when drinking buddies first came out, but it seems that they would rather have tag team for the game later on when you have, Dragon Knight and Lina attacking. So we'll see what happened.
What is Katara doing over here, actually?
Taking the enemy watcher for some reason. He's just walking around.
It's not like a particularly stack. Well, I guess for Whisper, he is such a carry type offlaner, I guess you do want ancient stacks for him, even when he's playing like not Bristleback. Timber can do stacks pretty early, so I don't know. You get a glimpse of people headed over there, maybe.
Well, as you mentioned, Primal Beast is hiding in the tree's bottom. They are bringing both supports. Muerta can stop him from cutting the wave pretty easily with just a dead shot. So Boots first Primal Beast. He's going to run in, see KJ, and Blood Grenade, pop the trample, dead shot sends him away. And now no longer able to cut the wave. Beautifully done, and a great
the range
call
creep
from Schofield. Yeah.
All right, lane 1.
Yeah, it really is like...
There's actually
Primal Beast
that
just
ends
lost
up
half
being
his
a,
health.
yeah, that ends up being a negative because not only is he damaged, you partially damage the enemy creep wave, and that's very different from killing it because now they just maintain equilibrium here, and you lost XP. Yeah, it's such a good call for Muerta to be there.
Because we were talking like there's no way for Morphling or Chen to stop it, right? So you didn't really have much of a choice. We do get the reblock there on the small camp, which is pretty important. Blocks the hard camp on Frank so that Morph can't recombine the creep wave. All right, I mean, we're going to be doing some lane shenanigans to try and make this work at this point.
Absolutely have to. But this is, I'm going to point this out for the draft, which, you know, it's a little too late to, and I don't know if we'll see a game 4 or not, but that was a Morphling first pick, or second response pick, you know? And they didn't respond with their offlaner until the very final pick, and now they're still resorting to creep dragging. At which point, like, just grab your offlaner of choice at the start, knowing you can always creep drag if you get countered, and give another lane a better matchup. I'm not sure. That is my impression. We'll see if it pays off for them, but when I'm watching them have to struggle this hard in the offlane that they saved for the end, I'm not sure if it's worth it.
The other thing too is if like Tusk has drinking buddies in this lane, like they could have kill threat onto like at least Chen. Top lane first blood for Whispers, Timbersaw. The return for Kataro though. So at least getting something in exchange. But Whisper, we've seen what this man can do on Timbersaw in the past. He's well regarded as one of the best Timbersaw players out there. And First Blood's going to make that a little bit scarier. Nice block on the pole.
This Chen mount, this tail is so long, actually.
Oh, is that the lizard one?
Yeah, this
Crocodile?
alligator, I guess.
Dude, Chen has some super cool sets. The Rat King set is one of my favorites.
They came in very recently. For a long time, he had absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Because they didn't really... I don't think the limit on... It's not pixels. What is it? Something.
Polygons.
Some limit... Polygons, yeah, was increased, so they couldn't really give him mounts. Like, they didn't have enough polygons to make, like, actually good mounts for him. So his sets were pretty rough.
Now they just added all the polygons to the tail of the map.
Yeah, that tail has more polygons than Morphling, let's be real.
True. Well, most of the lanes are even besides this Morphling versus Primal Beast. And that is directly off that hard read of what they were going to do.
Yeah. Heroic just seemed to have like such a clear idea of what the enemy's plan is. And they've done such a good job at just slowing that plan down in every single game.
Yeah, I gotta say, and this is why Heroic is often the best team in South America. I feel like all the players have always been really good in the early game, and then they come in with creative drafts. And at the international level, where Heroic often struggles is when other teams straight up outlane them. Like, it's not that they got outdrafted, it's not that they got outthought, it's just when it comes down to the one-on-ones, the two-on-twos, other teams put the pressure on them, and that's where they start to fall apart. But so far it seems, at least Fusion here in like the grand finals, they haven't been able to put that same pressure in the laning stage. A silence saving Schofield?
So close. Schofield in some trouble here. Might just go for a creep deny. He's
Mud
gonna
Golems are
try,
the weakest.
Yeah, Katara also re-aggroes them just to make sure, so very nice kill for him. That silence, if it had saved him, would have been so sick.
Yeah, it was really close. The spirit was almost there to reapply.
Mid lane, Lina with the advantage, especially now that she's level 5. 3 points in the Dragon Slave is a ton of harassment damage, but Baker's not really struggling too much. Like, he's got a great number of CS. He'll be closing in on his level 6 as well, so gotta be careful not to get caught in the lane for an Echo. They're actually bringing the Muerta in early.
He's just
Maybe
fed him a
looking for a
tango.
dead shot.
Speaking of the harass.
Alright, Laguna available now. Gotta be careful.
They do have 9 wand charge on Earthshaker, but doesn't look like a dead shot will happen, so probably just start getting those stacks going to Echo for the faster blink, go for the power rune. But Prada's actually here. Now you gotta choose if you're gonna double stack or go for the rune. Looks like it's the double stack.
Love the double stack.
I do like that Analog is going straight for the blink. Sometimes you see power treads first, but that's when you can win the lane with the power treads. He's gonna get the faster blink to allow him to stop laning versus Lina and go set up kills for the side lanes.
KJ, I think, is realizing, he's like, hold on, one of these is real. The tag team's coming out. He's going to be forced to TP. Snowball to cancel. And with this, Michael, almost the first... Oh, my God. It was almost a solo kill, but Analog cuts him off. And now the Golem shard tosses. He just needs vision for the last one from downtown.
Ooh,
He's too fast. He's out.
Dude, KJ was probably yelling at him to come over because Earthshaker started doing the stacks and echoed them that Chen made. He's like, bro, I stacked those for you. You're just gonna let me die right next to you? Like, get over here. Save me.
I'll scare
Yeah, we're seeing
For
a big
now?
lead build up for this Morphling.
Ooh. Yuma's opting to just go straight Lincoln Sphere this game. Definitely an interesting choice. You don't see that super often. Kataro here. He's in pretty deep. The Stolen Dragon Tail. Dead shot off the mark, but Whisper is going to have no problem finding these kills. So they take down the Dragon Knight. Now able to apply some pressure to this tier 1 tower. Looking for Prada maybe. Forces the dive away.
tower is under attack.
I guess the Manta doesn't do that much for him. Like, sometimes you can Manta things off to stay alive, but there's not a silence this game. Slows aren't as big a deal to him. And it's more the punch, the tail, and the pulverize that really get him killed.
And the Laguna. Silence, Analog, a lot of damage off those 2 enchant totems, and the dead shot gives them the space to make it to the tower. They will trade, they get themselves at least a turnaround, but a really nice find there from Fusion. As Schofield, bruh. Chill.
They might have been able to, if he planted his Iron Branch, I think Whisper could have Timber chained in, and then maybe they can chase that Lina down. That would have been a really sick play.
Prada scouting these stacks. Schofield will see him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They might be able to slow him up enough. Yeah, the Timber Chain, not necessary. They get the kill. Very nicely done. And that TP is going to slow him up getting back to the lane quite a bit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Earthshaker trying to finish this without having to use Echo because he will have his blink, and you'd love to find a quick blink Echo kill on someone like Lina. Was he about 200 gold off now?
So nuts, actually. That is such a fast blink dagger.
Yeah, there's a lot of stacks. KJ and Schofield have been doing a great job doing all these stacks.
KJ is a monster at stacking on the Chen specifically. Dude, he knew. He's like, all right, the Tusk, I think, came in here and planted a ward. He was exactly correct. They're going to try and contest these stacks, but You have to be careful because he will just echo these and kill you in the process. So we'll
Wild
back
Ring.
away.
Wild Wing Ripper. Hurricane someone into the Echo.
Yeah, dude, that's a really smart play. You're right. That would have been hilarious. Imagine the Lina's the one who just gets hurricaned up from the low ground right into the center of the stack.
Ooh, Huss.
Nice regen
Grabs the
take.
regen.
Go field picked off there from Leo style. Nice kill. All right, Lena's having a great game. She is top of the net worth. Pretty dang farmed at the moment. But Analog's coming bottom with a Blink Dagger, and he's about to just dunk Frank. Fissure comes out. There's the Echo. Goodbye, Primal Beast.
The speed at which the bodies fly from Slugger will never not be funny.
It is very funny. JJ's just dragging creeps to his mid shaker. He's like, hello, sir.
Another D-ward in the triangle. There's a lot of contest in that triangle. As there should be, considering how much stacking and clearing has been going on.
Yeah.
Very farm-heavy game for both teams. It's like very high net worths at 11 minutes.
That's a really good point. They're going to smoke Whisper so he can take the stack. It's a classic Timbersaw move. Yuma might be in some trouble bottom, but the waveform bonks Frank back, but they're unable to get close enough. And now the TPs, they're actually looking for the Lina. Timber chains on in. He's going to pop that stun. The silence, however, out from Schofield. The slows and the body blocks even from the Wild Wing Ripper. He's on the other side of the map, this Ched, and he's just making plays happen. Analog with a nice jump on forward. Fissure to block off Michael, and now he's on the run. Blood Grenade actually off the mark there from KJ, but pretty easy chase there with the Timbersaw. Snowball. We'll just go over to the creep camp, but he's not getting out of this one. Beautiful plays from the side of Heroic once again.
Looks like Prada spent some time during that stealing some stacks, so at least they're getting something out of it.
They're still farmed. It's just the Primal Beast at the moment who's not having a great time, but Lina and Dragon Knight doing well, despite that death. This is so similar to game one in that regard, right? Like, you're instead of your mid laner being super underfarmed against the Huskar, but everything looks great for Heroic, but Fusion are finding so much net worth on the map.
See who's right, because typically everyone farming is better for one team, and both of them seem to think it's them right now. See Frank trying to do a stack.
Well, he
Now
did the stack, kinda, you know? Just gets delivered to the enemy team, and these are the economic wins that Heroic needs to find if they're gonna, you know, try and stop this Fusion farm fest.
Off of that, I think they can go mid. You got a pretty big Chen army.
Dude, Analog is so hungry for kills right now. He's just gonna keep running at people. This early Blink Dagger really paying off.
This micro is great from KJ. Sends his 2 wave clearing creeps bottom to push that in, while keeping the 2 utility creeps with him to set up kills, the Hurricane and the Stomp.
Closing in on that Lincoln's. It's actually a really smart idea from the Morph playing. It might be slowing down his farm a little bit, but the Lincoln's is pretty sick this game. Tier 1 mid tower, slow but painful death here. Will be picked up by KJ. Okay, so you have armlets. You're working towards your S&Y on the Dragon Knight. We have talked about the fact that Dragon Knight typically excels in that like mid-game scenario against the Morphling. But as the game goes on, Morphling can typically take over. So what's Fusion looking for right now?
Maybe a BKB on Frank. They need him to be able to make the plays. Lina, not really that type of hero. Lina is close to an Ags, so maybe you can do something around that. Get some kills for Frank so he can get to his BKB faster.
Okay, yeah, she is actually pretty close.
Fortunately, this smoke gank is happening before it is finished. Let's see what they find.
If they get DK, they'll be so happy. This is an Arcane Rune Echo. They actually might have seen the Lina going across the lane.
The scan hits.
Oh, man. It hit for a moment, but are they sniffing this out? He's just gone so far onto the other side of the map to farm. They're not going to find him. Slick movements there from Fusion, dodging out this smoke gank.
They're going to look for Kataro in the mid lane instead. He's under the ward they placed earlier.
Will they have the damage, though?
Absolutely.
Morphling coming in. There's going to be the chain stuns. And yeah, Timbersaw to finish the job once again. Unstoppable 6-0 for Whisper.
Usually 5 heroes going around for 1 hero is not quite worth it, but Dragonite is the best kill they could get.
Earthshaker is going to try and find a solo kill bottom, and I think he has. Yep. That is an Echo Slam onto the Primal Beast. Dude, Analog, he did this. They're so good at making these like single pickoffs, like when heroes are least expecting it. It seems he'll just rejoin his team top with a haste rune, coming through that twin gate.
Ags is done on the Lina. Even though it's been a slow game, Michael's not too far from his blink, which is, well, as a position 5, maybe it will still take a while.
Frank, they were ready and waiting. Atos to cancel the onslaught. The tower dead, and no one able to help. They might just go high ground. Michael's dead as well. They are absolutely going high ground. Chen army is here. You've got so much damage from the Morphling. And a Timbersaw who's not afraid to dive the back line. And speaking of which, they just clear up the whole tree line to make sure there is no contesting this. Tier 1 tower starting to take a lot of damage, but as the Phoenix cleans up the creep wave, they will back up. So about half the tower's health. Not bad.
Not bad at all. You just need another kill. You can finish it off. And it'll get better too. Like, this is so early in the game that their tower damage isn't actually that good. The longer it goes, of course, they're going to scale up, and the next time they get that opportunity, it will be the full barracks. Not that they need to get it right now. I feel like you actually go play bottom. We've seen them do this a lot. Go contest Tormentor and Wisdom Rune. I think they'll play around this ward a little bit longer, but they might head over for that.
KJ is being so annoying. He's just sending his creeps in and just dragging waves into the jungle so that, like, it doesn't push. And it's not even, like, none of his cores were there to try and, like, actually take the tower. They just couldn't do anything about it. Bottom lane. They'll see the Lina coming in now, and I think they know it's time to leave. Schofield will immediately pop the Pierce the Veil, but Lina doesn't really care about that one. Neither does Primal Beast. They get themselves a kill after quite the dry spout.
Now, Fusion has not been interested in fighting. They're just trying to wait for the BKB, and oh, it looks like it is arriving for Frank now, so maybe you can finally catch someone, because it really is the Primal Beast, but there are so many stuns that interrupt him. Now with the BKB, maybe you can find a play.
Remember when we talked about Chen and like sometimes he just gets 2 troll summoners and then you get Roche?
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? 2 troll summoners into Roshan.
Dude, the
Good
boys
stuff.
are so good. This
Alright,
is the
Aegis into
objective
Morphling.
pressure. Now, okay,
Analog
so here's
Spartax.
where
Oh boy.
here's where the damage on the top tower really matters. You can just leave these trolls up here and just go play on the bottom half of the map where you siege the actual towers, but you keep sending the boys at the tower.
Oh my god. He gets the deny. Now mid lane, they're looking for Whisper. In comes the BKB, the pulverized Yuma. Needs to get out of here as well. He's going to stand his ground for the moment, but Schofield gets cleaned up by the Lima. The Echo Slam comes in, interrupted by a Yules. Well done by the Phoenix, but can they chase? Can they get Leo style?
Shield
Rune's going to protect him. Everything he needs, and now Analog, the one in trouble, jumps up onto the high ground. Now, Morphling stunned up down below, finishes off the Phoenix. In comes Whisper, but stunned up instead. He's dead. KJ will just be sacrificed to Fusion. They get themselves a massive win.
Top tower's
Yuma needs to be
falling.
careful. He gets in range for the pulverize. He gets stunned up instead. Now they're going to come back in. TPs. The heroes are respawning, and Morphling does have the Aegis. Schofield with an Atos. Gets the silence here, trying to zone out these other heroes, but off the mark with the dead shot.
The boys are busy.
Morphling is very strong, but your Shaker's kind of out of resources. I don't know if you can do this. Oh, Leo Style's leaving. It's time to go. Nice blink out here from the Tusk. No Fissure to stop him. He's good.
Dude, that was such a bait from Heroic. So they were perfectly happy engaging. I mean, they would have liked that fight to go better. But after a certain point, they were happy engaging because KJ just finished top racks on his own with the trolls. He just set them in. It's exactly what I said right as they were doing Roche. And that fight caught Fusion off. They were just too focused on the fight. The boys finished the tower and both barracks. So Heroic's pretty like, it's not the way they thought they were going to use the Aegis, but they still use the Aegis to get barracks. So it works out.
Lena goes top and just goes and kills them immediately. She's like, all right, can't let that happen ever again. Wow. Yup.
Dude, he's already got 2 more. It's fine. He found them. Or are these the same ones? Maybe he teleported them
Maybe
out.
he teleported him back. Yeah, he might have. That's
Well, now it's awkward. Now you would have just kept them top and you kept farming waves and like, I'm creating map pressure. And now there's no objective to take. So now what? Where are you at
Tormentor.
now? Okay, this
Your own
smoke play.
Tormy?
Can they steal the Tormentor?
Whisper would be a huge find. Hitting him
Is that
back
the
to back.
damage?
His GKB is there. He's gonna pop it. Timber chains away, but in comes the Lena. The kill actually goes to the Dragon Knight. A long-ranged auto attack will do it.
They're trying to finish this Tormentor before it can be stolen.
I mean, Morph should get it, right? It's not that hard for him. Goes to Schofield.
Schofield doesn't have a stack this time. Sad.
Unlucky shard. You would have
Chen
much rather
deserves
had
it.
it on Chen, you know?
Like, I got barracks and I don't even get the shard? This is bullshit.
Look how farmed the Chen is without having a free shard, right? He's still ahead of the Muerta.
Yeah.
Classic KJ. Almost has a pipe and a mech. Overall, I think Heroic are still in a pretty good spot, but Fusion, after that last fight, are not too far behind in terms of net worth. That top lane of Barracks will always hurt, of course, but they have kind of stabilized in a way, right? They actually have an XP advantage, which is really surprising. Mid lane, Whisper just barely off the mark with that Light Striker Ray, so he's able to Timber Chain away. And Yuma, I don't think he can chase this one. Yeah, he'll be able to get away.
I think the XP comes from the fact that Lena has boots travel, so they're getting a little bit more XP efficiency out of that.
Timber also had a couple rough deaths.
That's true. Good thing she has these bots, because she's now got to permanently deal with the top lane.
Shaker's trying to permanently deal with her as well, but she... All right, Analog. They're both playing with fire. He's going to come bottom, has the regen running. They might just look for the Dragon Knight. They saw him in the triangle just momentarily, and will smoke up. And Morphling looking like he's going to show mid.
Pink Kataro.
Right. Kataro's who they want for sure. If they get the stun from Analog, the blink, the echo, the damage, he gets the BKB in time. The Sanj and Yasha status resistance does wonders, and he will make it out. Wow. Well, now for people wondering why Sanj and Yasha is picked on nearly every single core in Dota right now, that is why. He is dead there 100% without it.
Yeah, you should usually be able to chain stun the echo into enchant or fissure, but I guess that's a case where you have to actually fissure first and then blink echo, because you can do that more instantly. But I guess you at least get the BKB out of the Dragon Knight.
And they're still going to get something on
your
that
echo.
too. Tier 2 bottom's gone. Closing it on the Conda for Morphling. They could...
They're setting up a lot of observers here. They just want to play in this area. They just want to constantly siege mid and bottom, because that's all the objectives left.
How long before KJ takes a second lane of barracks with his summons?
He needs more. He needs more skeletons.
He's cutting waves top right now, actually.
Great use of it. Lena's coming to deal with him, though. Is she shadow blading to gank the creeps?
He's tired of it, man. KJ's being an absolute menace on the hero. There's a reason Chen's banned against these guys quite often. See the Dragon Knight here once again. His BKB, I don't know if it's up. It's 1 second. It might cost him his life. No, he's gonna have to be plenty tanky. There's the BKB. Gonna TP out to safety. Now here comes Muerta. Tusk in a little bit of a rough spot. He'll be the casualty to make it out, though.
Another BKB use, though. It's getting lower and lower, down to 7 seconds now. That's going to be a pain. Earthshaker has so many low cooldown stuns that as soon as you don't have it, you might just be controlled up. And Morphling, who we're talking about, he's finished his Conda. He's fully scaled up. This is where the Morphling matchup is better than the Dragon Knight, outside of, how the other heroes interact. It's painful to have to use your BKB so early.
Mid tier 2. That one's gone, so there's nothing protecting your high ground now outside of your lives. And I think we're in a similar situation as we were in game 1. It's pretty close in net worth, again, right? Like, this is what we keep seeing out of Fusion. They're really good at finding farm. I just realized Frank actually had the Aghanim Scepter completed, and it died on Courier, so that is super unlucky. I thought, like, maybe it was just, like, a random component, but he did have everything available. Analog goes in, Walrus Punch, does get the Wisdom Rune, the BKB immediately, and a quick kill. Egg is out as well as the Dragon Form. Full disengage, but Frank isn't going to let them. They'll take down the Muerta in the process. 1 for 1. But who's looking for the next one? It's the Echo backside from Analog. Gets brought up, finds Frank. There's going to be the LSA. The damage from the lead of the BKB from Frank will lock him down long enough. A big win for Fusion, but can they find more? Yuma hiding in the trees here as a Shadowblade Lina is hunting for more.
I thought that Echo was going to go better. I guess Yuma wasn't close enough.
Maybe they didn't realize the BKB was still up for Frank.
Yeah, maybe.
Oro? He has to BKB this. Yeah, they're just going to get another BKB out of the Dragon Knight. He will TP home. I feel like every single one of his BKBs has been the Nightfall, right? Just BKB TP.
Yep.
Hey, can't argue with the results. It's working. They're now just 2,000 behind. This game is still very much winnable for Fusion.
Roche is up. Whoever gets there first, both teams can do it pretty quickly. So, I mean, if you just head over, that'd be pretty good.
Or do you set up for bottom? because it's going to move in 40 seconds.
Ooh, that's true. That seems to be Heroic's plan.
Yeah, they scanned it. Otherwise, I think they would have ran there. They scanned the Roche pit, saw no one's there. And I think now they're going to try and play for the Radiant side Roche.
I like this idea, though. They push in bottom and mid, but still move into their triangle, and that way, if they think it's happening top, they can get there as quickly as they can. Otherwise, they at least have the map advantage for bottom. They are going to try to smoke and find a kill before... Well, of course, they don't know. I don't think they know Roche is up. The Hellbear scouts it now. See if they turn around with that information.
They could. I think they're looking for a pick, like you said. Getting one kill on like an important hero would pretty much guarantee the Roshan. Yeah, it looks like they are slowly making their way down there. Now, that being said, Fusion does have a ward in place to try and gout it out if they do make the attempt. And Fusions will smoke. They've got to know that it's the Roche attempt, right? They're heading bottom. Yeah, they see everything now. Here we go. I mean, this is a big fight.
Lina might need to go top. Hellbear's gonna go push that lane in.
They need to check for a ward there. There's no way they don't check for a ward on the Twin Gate, right? It's about to expire, I guess, but it has already paid off. It's given them all the information in the world, and now he actually breaks the smoke on the Dragonite here for Analog, so nice movement from him.
They know that if they wait a little bit, top lane's going to push in, and Fusion's going to start feeling a lot of pressure at that time.
Yeah, they actually don't mind. I think you're right. You just kind of sit back and chill, bait Fusion out of their base, and suddenly your tier 4s are going to start dying. Your Lina with Boots of Travel can be the one to deal with it, but this is so obnoxious. Everything KJ has been doing on the Chen this game is so annoying to deal with. He's just pulling creep waves. He took an entire Rax by himself. And now giving vision to his team, trying to scout where these players are. Roche attempt is starting, but they know.
Yeah, I mean, Lina showed top, so they know it's go time. They're going to get in here. Now with the roar, they're going to be a little careful, but they still see Lina, so they're not that scared.
Did they get the D ward? They did not. So there is still a good ward here from Fusion. I will say they've had really good warding around the Roshan pits this game, or this series. One thing you kind of need to deal with on Heroic is your mid lane as well. Lina's going to rejoin them bottom. They're going to make the play now. Katara wants to go and get the Dragon Tail, finds the Timbersaw. There's going to be the Walrus Punch. The damage is there. Can they finish him off? They do. They go on the backside. And can they actually bring down the Lina? They get her so dang low. They finish the job. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Lina's dead for 70, but the cleave will finish off the Shaker. Fusion looking for more now is Frank trying to get eyes on KJ. The slow, it's there. He's going to grab him. Dragon Tail out, and now Kataro will finish him off as well. Now Phoenix, a rough spot. Nice Walrus Punch there from Michael. The Lincoln's going to get broken, but a nice silence, though, from Schofield. Finding two. He's in trouble. Has to fear away the DK. He will give up his life. A 4-for-1, an ultra kill for the Dragon Knight, and Fusion will take their first lead of the game.
So if the series almost, I swear.
It is the series, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they had to work real hard for it, but finding the Timbersaw was such a good pickoff. He didn't get to contribute anything into that fight, still has his BKB, and he adds a lot of damage versus these tanky heroes. Right, signs of life.
This AC pickup on Kataro is so good as well.
Radiant are scanning.
Ooh, Phoenix. Giga dead. Quick little one shot from the Morphling. Here's the thing. Yuma still has not died this game. He is 7-0-3. Now, is that going to change from this Lina? It's hard to say because of the Lincoln Sphere, right? It makes it very difficult. Oh, Analog. He has vision, trying to finish off the Lina. The chain stuns. He just needs to follow up with one other hero, and they got him. What a gem purchase. That is huge.
Weird to say, but the team without Aegis is actually maybe going to look to siege high ground off of that. She's dead for quite a while, and if you can get her to buy back, that's fantastic. But spoiler alert, she doesn't have it.
Can you even pressure the high ground against these guys, though? That is the problem. Like, Dragon Knight is at a point where his damage is pretty substantial.
You can at least keep him in the base. Like, as long as you're pretending to push, they all have to be here.
Ooh, Tormentor. That looks kind of nice.
This for KJ, perhaps? Analog.
Nope. Goes to
KJ's
Analog.
had to work so hard this game, man.
It's like,
Let him have the
alright.
shard.
Are scattered.
I'll buy it later. I mean, they could definitely back to their own side of the map and take it. Fusion is looking for a kill in the mid lane. They have their eyes set on Whisper, but he does back away.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
3 minutes left on the Aegis. Lena's alive. She'll be rejoining her team shortly. Ooh, that's a good scan. Analog.
He's got to get out of here.
Where's he gonna go? Oh, he just guesses right, you know?
KJ drew a line too. He was just suspicious of that.
I mean, they were all missing, right? You didn't really see them anywhere.
Dire's bottom tower is
Morphling has done a really good job at split pushing and actually gets a decent amount of tower damage in. Pops the Shadow Blade to just walk away.
That's
And
scary.
yeah, that is playing with fire, dude. That is so scary.
Where's the gem? Frank has the gem. Fortunately, not in that area.
Yeah, really good moves there from Yuma. How much damage did he get on the tower?
It's pretty low. There's only about let's see, 364 health left, so it's time to go find some troll summoners and send the boys down there. Finish up the job. Unfortunately for KJ, he does not have any right now, and he's looking around. I don't see any, actually. Sometimes you get unlucky, or lucky, depending what team you are.
radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That is a Silver Edge nearly done as well on Yuma. It's not the best break game, right? Like, you get a little bit of armor reduction on the Dragon Knight, but he's also itemized for this specifically by buying the AC. So he's a lot tankier than what we've seen in previous matchups between these two heroes.
I think it's still pretty helpful for reducing the splash damage he has because of the Worm's Wrath, but also still the Dragon's Blood, classic
True.
armor. It does make it easier, at least. And I think it prevents you from getting Uproar stacks too, right? So Primal Beast also a little squishier if you break him.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That was sneaky. Yuma sent in one illusion and himself as if it was just two illusions hitting the building, but he actually snuck in a good chunk of tower damage on that mid lane because of it.
20 seconds. Guitaro's gonna find a freebie here on Chen. He's actually surprisingly tanky. Does have Hand of God.
Oh
What
no,
is
Death Shot
this?
missed.
How is he alive?
Dude.
What?
Ye of
Divine
little faith.
Favor is a ridiculous spell. How much
I mean, he's-
armor is that?
He's only built auras, and he also has a Vindicator's Axe. So when
Yeah,
he got
Vindicator's
stunned by
Axe.
Dragonite, he got 20 armor, and then he has all the regens and the Divine Favors and all of that, so...
A lot of times you see a DK find a position 5, and you're like, yeah, that hero's dead. I guess not KJ. You gotta work harder for that one.
KJ's rich,
Dude, he really is.
though. Phoenix pretty rich, too.
Yeah, it's without Guardian Greaves, too.
So that fight from Fusion earlier really did give them a little bit of life here, but they're still on the back foot because they lost that top barracks, and they're slowly getting ratted down. Like, even pros struggle with this. The Morphling illusion spam, the Chen creeps. It's not easy. You can see them trying to find fights, but Heroic's being very smart about it. It's like, why fight? We drag this on long enough, we outscale with the Morphling, and we're probably going to rat another set of barracks at some point.
I am so impressed at the fact that they managed to get this much gold going back their way after they had finally taken the gold lead back. Frank gonna get spotted here, jumped into the trees. He immediately gets the BKB. The Lincoln's gonna stop the pulverize. He's gonna onslaught through, does catch 3 heroes, gets the break as well. They've taken down the Huerta on the high ground, but Frank, he needs to run. Yules comes in, catches the Timber Saw, the Dragon Tail, can't do much. He pops the BKB, Timber chains away. Yuma gets the break, the Echo, but Katara with a BKB once again. It's gonna save him. You can't get the chain stuns. The status resistance is too good.
Went a little early there. If they wait a bit longer, the Chen creeps would have finished pushing in top, and you can line it up to either get the same result that we saw earlier, or someone gets baited to go top to clear out the creeps, and then you take that fight.
Amplify damage rune on a Morphling. He deletes one, but gets caught himself.
Deleted.
Oh no! And now your Earthshaker's in the wrong neighborhood. 2 big kills for Fusion.
That's a gem too. Maybe the totem blocks it. Wait, haven't noticed yet. Okay, there we go. Right, Phoenix has the 2nd gem now. Fusion finding some huge kills there. They're running it straight down. Where are the creeps? Someone needs to go creep cut. Timber's pushing bottom. This is 2 catapults down here, actually. Someone has to deal with that, because that tower's really low. You'll lose it to this creep wave.
Lina can definitely be there. Her TP is pretty much always up at this point. KJ, or not KJ, sorry. Timber, Tusk gonna get found in the jungle here, trying to go on a warding mission.
That was really well timed. Even though they're dead, they bait the Lina to go back and then immediately look for a quick fight in here.
Super fast Roche too. But
oh yeah,
10 or 11 second respawn.
Wait, if they scout that, Fusion can do it with the 3 of them. But I don't think they expect this. They're watching mid for a kill. I think they're sending Frank to go check after he deals with the top wave.
Schofield's Muerta build this game is so different from some of his previous ones. Like, a lot of times he grabs the like Mjolnir, or goes like a little bit, not Mjolnir, sorry, Gleipnir goes a little bit of a greedier build, but he's gone Drums Lotus. I mean, Lotus is fantastic against Primal Beasts, so need to have one this game.
She's got a lot of money banked up. 5,000 gold. She's trying to save buyback, but make her way to a scythe, which will be very good. You could catch the Morphling off guard, though someone has to break the Lincolns first.
There's the smoke pop. Who's gonna find who? Kataro's got a shield rune, man. This guy is untouchable at the moment, and they see that, immediately back away, but there's gonna be the jump in. Analog with a nice chain stun from the Echo. They take down one, but the buyback's now coming through. Can they actually disengage on Heroic, or now, with the Earthshaker coming back in, can you find the fight you want? Atos comes in. Oh, they TP into the outpost behind enemy lines. They've caught the Lina. Kataro now standing his ground on this Dragonite Blinken. Nice Walrus Punch, holds Whisper in place, but there's the Hex. Lina's gonna buy back into this game. Can they actually bring down the DK? Yuma's gonna pop his BKB, the break is there, the damage isn't enough, he turns into Lina, he gets him, the damage is there, finally. Dragon Knight goes down, Prada trying to TP out, is the damage enough? No.
The outpost
unbelievable
TP,
buybacks, that's such a sick call.
That is gonna secure them, the Roche. Maybe you could have pushed with that actually, but it does get scary that they buy back and then you lose a hero and then you lose Roche. So, considering that this game has started to go back and forth, Heroic's going to play it safe. This is the 3rd Roche, so we got a refresher. Double Echo sounds pretty good to me. Maybe some of Morphling's spells could be refreshed as well. Nah, okay, yeah. Refresher Echo. Aegis on the Morph. And he's still got time to push, actually.
This game is so close. Fusion has put up a hell of a fight here in Game 3, and you know they still definitely have a chance. They're only down 5,000 gold. The Aegis might make a big deal here. Lina was the one that bought back, so Heroic, that's their prize. If they find the Lina, they might be able to end the game. The Morphling Illusion should finish off this tier 3 almost. Morphling himself will finish off the tier 3. Time to start scouting with these summons from KJ. We're gonna drop the... Oh, the Hex comes out! They get the counter onto the Tusk, and Yuma survives. Great response from Whisper at the ready. That is a full lane of barracks. Dude, the Lotus and the Lincolns being thrown on Yuma is huge there as well, because they might have been able to pop them.
I feel like maybe you should have waited for the Dragonite. Oh, reflects the stun onto
Dragon
Dragon
Tail. He's still got a Lincoln's.
There's actually so many Lincolns. They have 3 Lincolns. They're just all taking turns throwing it on Yuma.
Right. You
And
can't
what can you
stack
do?
them like you used to. You know, there was a after that was a bang. The Lotus reflects Hex. He just full heals back on the other side of the fight, and now they're gonna be able to get their hands on the wares of the Pulverize, doing some work. Maybe they just take Schofield and accept, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Maybe looking for more, but for Heroic, they force a buyback. They'll disengage.
Yeah, you just wait. You got 3 minutes on the Aegis, so it's fine to wait for the Muerta and then go again with full strength. Plus, they did successfully get bottom, and they chipped mid again, so you just repeat it again. Keep sending the illusions, the creeps. Eventually, you will get this. But if you find a kill on the Tormentor, maybe you can just go end the game right away.
Dude, this is such... I don't know how many times we've seen this, like teams going for Tormentor and then being really low. And they're going to fight Katara. There's the break. Does he get the BKB off? He does. He's going to run for his life, but that is a BKB down.
Heroic expend nothing on that.
Yeah.
And Muerta's about to be up, so I think you can go poke
She
a
is
little
coming
bit.
Yeah, she can TP right to her team again. That graph really telling the story, dude. Back and forth. All right, 2 minutes left on the Aegis. They absolutely want to use this.
Wait, where's their gem?
It's like, do they have one? Yeah, there it is.
Okay,
The analog's walking up. I was like, there's no way this ward survives. All right. Lincoln, Spears once again protecting him. The Lotus comes out as well. Yuma didn't find Tusk. That's going to be the dieback. They've tried this play so many times, and, well, eventually hoping it might pay off. But Yuma, he's sitting on so much HP, too. Like, he's not sitting low. Lina might be able to do it with pokes and prods from these spells, but there's so many defensive tools to keep this Morphling alive. This is the last lane of barracks. Mega creeps. Spell disaster. I think they got him. The Fissure from downtown actually saves him. Analog tries to jump away, and Frank's going in. Pops the trample. They get the Earthshaker. He dies on the backside. That's a dieback. They hold Mega creeps.
Yeah, what can you get done with this? You run it down. Unfortunately, Fusion has not taken a tier 2 this entire game, so there's not a real risk of throwing, like, getting your own megas. But I think you should go get a tier 2 at least, right? If not multiple. But instead, they're kind of split up, so Heroic is still looking for a fight.
They get the Aeon Disc out of them. They're going to try and chase Whisper, caught from the Yules. He's got a BKB. He's going to be forced to use it. Timber chains away. So they get... they're just trying to waste Fusion's time right now. And it's kind of working.
Two Shadowblade heroes pass in the night. Time wasted. Earthshaker's at 50 seconds. I feel like they should have just gone for a tier 2.
It's so hard is the problem, because you have these side lanes just pushing and only a melee barracks. Like, you have to have multiple heroes ready to TP back, and they are. They're going to find Whisper here on the Timber Saw, but can they actually kill him is the question. He's getting low. Okay, yep, he's dead.
Oh, staggered another death timer, though he at least has buyback if forced. The Earthshakers was the much more dangerous one.
The staggered death timer is pretty huge still, though. Like, not because you don't want to have to buy back, but
Yeah.
you just can't do anything now for 80 seconds.
At least he will be back before Roche can start to spawn, so as long as no one else dies, they should be able to fight for it. And I think with this many barracks down, it's so easy for Heroic, right? You'll just wait a little bit until creeps are pushing in the base, and someone on Fusion is going to have to go back. Otherwise, they're going to lose their last barracks. So as long as you're patient on it, you should be able to get Roche if you are all alive. So really important not to get picked off here.
Yeah. That's a Divine Rapier.
Ooh.
Kataro, Dragon Knight, has a Divine Rapier, Daedalus. He is ready to just try and end the game. To be fair, if he attacks freely in any of these fights, he can do it. Schofield with a quick Lotus reaction there. Not going to let Frank go for the Pulverize.
All right, one tier 2 down. This guy's own Aeon disc queued up. I think he might keep it locked in his backpack. Where are we at? 60 minutes is still a little bit away. Divine Rapier Dragon Knight is very scary.
Yeah, that is an absurd amount of damage. A single, like, good cleave could just, like, wipe a whole team.
Yeah. I gotta say, in a lot of these later fights, Schofield has been found and killed right away. It's been really good for Fusion because the dead shots, the calling, all the utility items, they're very annoying for them.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
It's really just the Lotus, too.
Speaking of
found
which,
him. Yeah, that being said, they get the counter stuns. Now, Snowball's going to come out. A Snowball counter will save the Muerta in the end of the day. But Schofield now pops to pierce the veil. Going to try and chase, give some vision. They get the Fissure, but a stun actually catches the DK. The Echo slam, the double Echo, but he pops that. Aeon Disc, like you said, he's going to turn around the Divine Rapier, try and just beat down this Timber Saw. He's gotten the damage, maybe a couple more auto attacks. Whisper will survive with the Timber Chain away, and Kataro needs to run. Yuma, he's looking for these heroes, gets caught on a nice LSA. Whisper on the front line as well, holding Frank back, but the fight, it's scrappy. Another Light Strike away from Leo Style. Will buy the space they need to get back to the base, except the Phoenix. Not going to be as lucky. 2 heroes dead without buyback.
Creeps in the meantime have chipped down the tier 4. It's so hard for Fusion. The fights are hard enough, but the whole time you're going to be watching your own base. Do you even wait for Roche?
It's a little bit away. I mean, it's 50 seconds for the Phoenix. I think all you try to do is split push with the Morph Illusions, and maybe you get the melee barracks, but...
Yeah. Heroic wants to play it safe. They're going to wait for the Roche. I think it's the right decision. It's unfortunate that it's a long spawn for them, but... It's close. It's really coming down to who finds who, and you do not want to mess up a fight on their high ground, and then they get the Roche and continue to drag this out. If they get the Roche, we're going to 60 minutes. And at 60 minutes, who knows what could happen. Also, I cannot believe Schofield is only at 2 stacks of Pierce the Veil in this game.
To be fair, he's hardly ever used it except defensively to just not die. And this is just not a great game for, like, Pierce the Veil anyway. Like, you have like some of the highest magic damage heroes in Dota that can just not care.
Got the creep scouting the Roche. It's going to spawn top, just barely, though. So they will have to head over there.
That will be a free Aghanim Scepter. The question will be, who do you even give it to?
How good is Dead Shot this game? Or what's it called? Parting Shot.
Parting Shot's a pretty nuts spell, but...
You can still use your spell, right?
Yeah, you can still... I mean, yeah, it's a hard disable on an enemy.
I mean, that might be kind of good against the Dragon Knight, right? Because he's all about right-clicking. So if you could Parting Shot him and he can't use spells, that's pretty significant. Maybe it's a decent save. I don't know. It's kind of tricky to use this save.
It's a weird save for sure because yeah, it gives you damage reduction, but you're still stunned and you can like throw some spells, but it's mostly used offensively. I think at one point it might have pierced BKB, but it definitely doesn't now. It is a very heavy lockdown though, so the problem is like Muerta is probably not the one to survive or to be able to do this. Like she's just sitting behind people. It's like who else do you give it to?
Okay, see, I didn't know it because no one ever gets it, but Chen Ags actually makes Divine Favor global? Oh wait, just the HP. Oh dang, I thought it was the armor as well because I was gonna say that's actually really good versus Dragonite for your whole team to have that armor, but it's just the HP regen, and now I'm much less interested in that. Rip. I guess you're just giving it to. Gosh, is it even good on Morphling? I guess you get your illusion of Dragonite. That could be okay, maybe.
I don't know, bro. I don't feel like anyone has gone Ags on Morphling since the change.
Dragonite Illusion is a really nice one to have, though.
They're literally deciding. They're like, who wants it? It's going to be Schofield, so Parting Shot is going to be the deal. Like I said, it's a really hard lockdown, but it's just not something that you see all that often. We'll see if it makes a difference in this game. Because it's like, otherwise you're selling your Ags on Timbersaw or Earthshaker for another item, and I don't think they really even need that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, where are the creeps at? KJ, sending one. He's just like dragging creeps around. KJ's micro has been so good this game.
Yeah.
It's a big part of why they're in this situation right now.
What's the net worth on some of these heroes, actually, while we're paused?
High.
Yeah, okay, the supports are pretty much where I expected. I was like, I imagined them to be quite a bit above the side of Fusion, and yeah, they definitely are.
Yeah, Tusk has been struggling, though. He would have loved to get into free Ags, and then he could replace his with his Aeon Disc, because kickbacks are one of the way you could recover this game. Isolate a target, finish him off.
What in the blazes?
It's 55 minutes, 2/10 of a section of the game to talk about lore? Or what?
We've waited all day for a long enough pause to talk about hero lore. I don't know. We could talk about Parting Shot here, I guess, because this is like the most interesting thing that has happened, right? So muted, disarmed, and vulnerable for 4 seconds.
And untargetable.
Yeah, so like the hero can still cast spells, but the body is stunned with 35% damage reduction. But it is, again, a 4-second stun.
I think you're probably hoping to just use it on Dragon Knight to take him out of a fight.
Yeah.
Otherwise, maybe if someone gets pulverized and dragon tailed, you could use it on them. But it's tricky because you can't end it early on teammates. And
it's
at that point, yeah, and at that point it's like, oh, we were trying to stun Morphling for 4 seconds and you did that for us. Thank you. Right? It's really tricky on that front.
The thing with DK is if you happen to hit him with it and his Aeon Disc procs, I don't think it removes the effect, right? Like the Aeon Disc will prevent him from taking any more damage, but he's still going to be stuck in Parting Shot. We'll have
If you
to see
use
how
it
this
on
works.
yourself, you can still move your spirit in, right?
What do you mean?
I was just thinking he's been killed so often on the Muerta. Could you parting shot yourself so you can actually get your spells off? Like you're behind a tree, parting shot yourself, move the spirit in to do things so that you don't keep getting jumped and insta killed.
I don't know how far. I don't know if you can actually move. Is the thing.
Hmm.
I think it just like knocks you back and you're like stuck there. But
Yeah,
maybe
I
you
really
can
don't
move.
see this very often. When it got added, I saw people try it out, and then since then, everyone decided it was bad.
Yeah, maybe you
Doesn't do
can
it.
move.
Or it's just like
It's
way too conditional.
yeah, it's picked up on Muerta as a carry late game because it is kind of just a I delete hero button. But it's like your seventh or eighth item because you probably go like refresher even, and then at that point you're going for like the Axe Blessing. AoE Dragon Tail. Is there any like noticeable talents that are gonna make a difference here right now?
I think it's mostly getting gold onto the supports. Because the Tusk and the Phoenix, Muerta, they all have a lot of scaling
Yeah.
still available to them. Chen, he's decently farmed, and he's kind of at where he's going to be. Like, he doesn't do much more after that. Discord, 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 Discord.
Right? Looks like we might be. Yeah, unpausing. All right, so we're back. A little bit of a calm the nerves moment for both teams while they kind of sort out some technical issues, but this is a big make or break moment for these teams. You've got the Aegis into the Morphling. He's gonna find a shield rune. This is one of the best runes, dude. You can just morph full strength, grab the rune. Yep. This is a classic.
I thought Analog was about to take it from it.
This shield is gonna have like 3,000 health, 3,400 health shield. Yeah, that's nice.
There's so many ticks on that yellow bar, it looks full.
All right, you definitely want to put this shield rune to use. They're gonna smoke up on the high ground, and maybe make a play top for the Lina, or they try and jump the base. But fortification is available for the side of Fusion. They're gonna make a nice wraparound into the enemy base. Do they have a ward that they can place here?
Needs to play something. They don't know what's happening here. They could easily kill this Phoenix. Or at least get the Aeon. There's the Aeon.
Gets the Aeon, absolutely. Like you said, now jump to the backside. They're trying to get the Tusk. Pulverizes there, but it's not enough. The Silence actually catches in the BKB. Not Preston now. Schofield on the run. Frank will finish the job. That's a dieback on the Muerta. A lot of spells committed. Fusion, get the buyback on the Tusk. We'll back away on Heroic here once again.
Unfortunate. The one hero without buyback is Muerta.
They get the Hex, the stun. They actually have the damage. They jump in. Katara's dead.
Divine Rapier on who?
Divine's on the deck. No one picked it up quite yet, but Yuma, he's got bigger plans. It's the enemy team. He's gonna get one kill. Aegis gets spent. He's gonna grab the Rapier on Michael. He just walks in and yoinks it, but guess what? Yuma dances back along the fight. He's got the Rapier if he wants. Surly, he's gonna pick it up now, and Prada finished up on the backside here, potentially trying to get chased down by the Timbersaw, the Pulverize, doing some work, but the Ags actually protecting him for a little bit. This game is scrappy. Oh, Yuma, the damage! He dodges the Adaptive Strike just barely, and now the Onslaught in. Frank, you gotta be careful. This Morphling does so much damage. He's got no BKB, no Lincolns at the moment. Timbersaw's gonna buy back into the game. They think this is their window to end it.
I think he picked up the Divine next to the barracks, But they were caught up in the heat of the moment. I think he probably could have just hit the
three-shot
melee
the
barracks a
Thor.
couple times, yeah, and finish it off. Can't
still
blame
have
him though.
forts.
Tensions are high. Pretty big win to steal the Divine Rapier. Does Dragon Knight have... Oh!
Oh, wait,
He was gonna
what?
He was gonna try to waveform, hit it a couple times, but he so happened to go straight into the Dragon Knight, so he blinked out immediately.
That's the Dragonite BKB.
Well, I mean, he thought he was getting killed by a Morphling with Divine Rapier.
I mean, I don't blame him. Like, he does have a refresher, so he's gonna have a new one in a moment, but they're doing a really good job here on Heroic, just baiting out some responses, and now Frank actually starting to fall low. The jump in there from the Timbersaw's not gonna be able to kill him, but that Rax, it's almost dead. Done out, they jump for the Lena, the Echo slams, got her. She's gonna fly back into the game, the refresher's out, the second Echo takes down the Tusk. They've caught the Morphling deep into the base, and he's gone. They're trying to finish the Rax. Well, they get it, they do. Mega Creep's secured, but you gotta get out of here. Morphling holding his buyback for now. Schofield gonna be a sacrifice here once again, it seems. As the Pierce the Veil will end, the Light Striker Ray comes through. Frank, wait a minute. The Morphling's gonna buy back. He's TPing in. He's looking for his targets. He's got them. This game is insane, dude.
You just can't
60-minute
leave. Because Dragon Knight recovered the Divine. You have 2 minutes without
Dire's courier has been
this Primal Beast. A full
Whose
refresher just
refresher
died
died?
somewhere. Oh no. Double Laguna is so much damage if he had that. He could insta-kill some people, but gonna have to wait 3 minutes for that. That's really painful. Okay,
Here's your
Heroic.
tier 5s.
Heroic used some really dangerous buybacks. Like, Morphlings is down. On one
And
hand, we
Timber.
kind of just want to go for it to win, but if you screw up into this Divine Rapier, you just lose. Maybe take a
Horse
moment
Boots
to
is
get
pretty
the...
big here.
Yeah, they take a moment to get the tier 5s.
This game is so tense, dude. Ooh, jumps in, trying to just force something out of Kataro. Still trying to show him who's boss.
Take out a random couple buildings here and there.
It's a big timber saw. Ooh, okay, really nice Seer Stone scouting out the back line to get some vision on Michael, but he just baits him and dumps away. They're just gonna finish this game off. They've got a fortification. Analog trying to just stun them back. The Fissure continue to hold in place. The Echo they're taking down the Dragon Knight. No buyback this time, and Heroic trying to end this game in style, farming the enemy fountain, and they've done it. A 3-0 sweep. They will be the ones to make their way to Dream League Season 20.